Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to the Wednesday daytime stream starting at 12:40. I was trying to figure out how we had the voice isolation problem with YouTube for a while there, and I tried a whole bunch of things. I don't know if it worked. Here, what if I hit the table? Can you hear that? Can you hear me pounding the table? Let me know if you can hear that. I'm hoping what I did worked, but I doubt it did because basically I just did the same thing I did last night, and that didn't work last night. You can't hear the sound on the table. That's right. For real. That's insane. Oh, man, I've got no clue what the fix is. I need, like I need, like, tech support. Alright. Well, with that being said, we're going to start the title of the stream. We're not gonna restart this stream. We did that last night. It was terrible for views, so we're gonna run it anyways, and one day we will have our sound back, I'm sure of it. Even if it means having to factory restart my phone. I don't know what's doing it. Alright, so we're going to say, let's see, um, let's see, pricing tag slabs. These are not new ones. These are from the previous return. We just had that many. Let's see. Refreshing the Poke Shuffles. And let's see. Not making any noise. I want to say that. new, well, new Poke Shuffle rules. All right, let's hit save on that. Last night was a wild night for the Pokeshuffles, and I was having actually a lot of trouble with how long it was taking. We're live for Wednesday daytime. We stayed up real late last night, man. I had trouble sleeping after the stream too. I was like just wide awake. That's how I end up doing these overnight streams. It's because once I'm awake at like 3 a.m., 4 a.m. in the morning, it's like it feels like daytime to me already. So I was having trouble going to sleep last night. I finally fell asleep at like 5 a.m. and didn't wake up till like 12. So that's why we're starting at 12:45. So that's how that works. Um, it seems like I can never get control of the stream times. I think the big issue is that I'm always trying to stream around Karis's schedule. It just never quite goes right. Mr. Smith says, for the next stream, I did not receive two Poke Shuffles I had placed last night. The previous order I placed was a live custom and two Poke Shuffles, which I did receive. All right, so it sounds like we might owe him two Poke Shuffles. Let me hit refresh on this. Your orders always look a little similar to each other, so let me scroll over here. Oh, actually, you might have ordered in, maybe you ordered in PayPal this time. Looks like we had a Jeff order 2 hours ago, too, by the way. So Jeff's going to be going first. I see your order here, Mr. Jeff. All right, so Jeff is going to go first. Let me open this up. Mhm. So you guys cannot hear Rip Healthy Sleep Schedule. It's nighttime for me. Well, technically morning. Can you do a face reveal? Oh, yes, face reveal time. So again, I am playing music. Can you guys not hear the music? For some reason, YouTube's deciding that this stream, or maybe the iPhone is deciding that this stream could have isolation. I don't choose voice isolation, it applies it on its own. Started last night. It's an issue that just started. If anyone here figures it out, I'll give you, I don't know, whatever you want. You can have like 5 free spots on all the giveaway slabs, the next to 5 giveaway slabs. I'll give you 5 free spots on each giveaway slab. If you can figure out how to fix that, I have the latest iPhone. That's what we're streaming on. I already played with it for like 20 minutes before we went live. There's nothing I mean, I can go to the microphone controls from the camera and set it so that the microphone is not on isolation. But once I'm live on YouTube, I don't think it's possible to change it. So it's a real problem. It's really too bad. But I might try to change it while we're live, but I don't think it's an option. That's what's crazy. There's no option for this. So, anyways, if you can research it on Google or whatever and figure out what's going wrong, you can get a little reward today. I figured they must have changed something, like there must have been an update or something. But I'm tempted to do a factory reset on my phone. just to try that, or maybe stream with a different phone, maybe my old phone, because I'm sure that still works. Yeah, it sounds definitely distorted from isolation. Did you try changing it in between streams? Yes. Yes, I already did that mic side. I opened up my camera and changed the controls. It's coming from the app itself. Many live stream platforms build in their own noise reduction and voice enhancement tools. Check the app settings. Yes, I already checked the app settings. There's no option to turn that off. Let me open this real fast. God, I hate it. Hey, hey, try it out now. What do you think now? Can you guys hear it now? Can you show the slabs? Can we see the slabs? Yes, sir. Yes, nope, no. I heard the tap. Can you hear the taps? Look, I just did what I was doing last night. Last night, I opened the command center to go change the settings on the microphone, but there were no microphone settings. It looks like this time there are microphone settings. We're in vertical mode. Maybe that's why. All right, guys. So that is us no longer in isolation mode. So here are the slabs I still have to price. Oops. We love the sounds that get made while we're opening cards. Some nice Pikachus here. Can't hear the slabs? Yeah, you can. If you can hear the tapping on the table, you can hear the slabs. All right. Here we are. Here we are. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh, okay. I thought that was pristine for a second. That was not pristine. Loving that Tyranitar. What a nice card. So we got some fresh slabs to start working their way into that Pokeshuffle. The Pokeshuffles have changed. The Pokeshuffles have changed. I was talking to AI about how I'm running into this problem with the Pokeshuffles taking too long. And AI actually was surprised that I had the rules set up the way that they were set up. AI says I've been making a mistake with the Pokeshuffles. It is saying once we get to a high enough payout, like a high enough win, I'm giving you guys the ability to re-roll at 95% or worse. And so AI says you've been doing your own system wrong. It says you have to do at least 90%, or you get something called near recursive re-rolls. And so what it's saying is like, what AI was explaining is if you could re-roll your Pokeshuffles for almost the exact same value as the actual cards pulled, then what would happen in the box is no matter what was pulled, if it wasn't a good slab, it's just going to get re-rolled until it is a good slab. And all the good slabs will exit the box, so that playing the Pokeshuffles is just a matter of re-rolling into good slabs. And so I said that is the problem with our system. It pointed out the mistake is being made when I allow you to re-roll. Let's say you're so it doesn't affect people who open up the Pokeshuffles and don't get a lucky round, or their round is like, sort of just a normal round. It says the problem occurs at the higher numbers. It says the moment somebody pulls a value of like $100, if I'm only ticking down the reroll by $5, that's actually a 95% reroll. And some people get better than $100. Some people get like 120 or 140. We've seen it. And so it says if you're just ticking that down by like $5, you're not really doing 90%. You're doing a better reroll than 90. And it says it told me, uh, RNG products of this type never do that. It's always 90% or worse. And so I said, that's the problem. It says you have near recursive rerolls. So I said, okay, so basically we do have to raise the amount that gets re-rolled as the numbers get larger, as your prize gets larger. So if you're playing the Pokeshuffles and you pull, let's say $100, let's say you pull these two slabs, it's going to work differently now. This slab will still go down by 5. This slab on the left would go down by 10. So that is the change to the Pokeshuffles. Slabs over $50 will go down by $10 per reroll. Slabs under $50 will still go down by $5. That is the official change to the Pokeshuffles. That's going to be the official change to the live customs as well. As you know, with the live customs, the ceiling is $400. That's a lot. So with the live customs, anything over $200 will be a $50 reroll. You'll lose $50 of value on the reroll. Anything under 200 will be a $25 reroll. Does that make sense? So like if it's over 50, it goes down 2 clicks. If it's over 200 in the live customs, it goes down 2 clicks. Okay. If it's under 50, goes down 1 click. If it's under 200, goes down 1 click. Okay. So because I don't want to sit here doing the math, I don't want to sit here going like, okay, your card's $75, 90% of 75 is yada yada yada. You get like these really uneven numbers, and I never really know what to do with the leftovers. So I like the elegant system where it's just like, we know exactly how many to do. So like 70 times 0.9. All right. So this is what 90% of 75 looks like. It's 67.5, right? So if you pull a $75 card out of the Pokeshuffles, you get 67. We'll divide that by 5. And so you would get 13 and a half shuffles. So we're not going to do that. It's too complicated. We're just going to give you the 13. That's what we're actually going to do, right? Whereas, let's see. Whereas 75 is actually 15 times 5. So we're not going to do the leftovers. We're not going to do that extra 50 cents. It's not worth my time to get you like a store credit card and write down that you had like an extra 50 cents or some crap like that, or an extra 250. I'm not going to do that. It's too much work, okay? So that's it. Again, I'll repeat the rules for because it's a very popular product. I'll repeat the rules. Anything over $50, it clicks down by 2. Now, that's probably the worst for $55 slabs. If you pull a $55 slab and you want to re-roll it, it clicks down to 45. But I don't think it makes a big difference ultimately. I think that it's still going to be a lot of fun. But that's going to slow down the number of times people re-roll. Remember, you can just keep the slab. You don't have to re-roll it. So if you pull two $70 slabs, you just keep them. You don't have to re-roll them. And this should reduce the amount of times people choose to re-roll. All right, you stole these and now you're upping the price. No, that's right, sky blue, green, red. All your Pokemon cards are mine. All right, I have a twizzled little bad guy mustache. I'm twizzling it right now. I'm twirling it. I have a nose like Luigi. So there you have it, guys. Those are the new rules. With that being said, is Joseph Smith here? Um, is he here, Joseph Smith? I don't see him. So I'm going to take a moment. Maybe he will join in a minute. I'm going to take a minute. Let's add this Mew to the Pokeshuffles. Oh, there's already a Mew in there. Let's go ahead and price up a new card. Remember the cards I'm making because I made the starters for versions. Can we go back to the previous mic option or the other ones? This is the standard microphone, Mr. Mike Side. This is standard microphone. What microphone do you guys want? This is standard microphone. I can try resetting. I can do a soft reset. Let's see. How's that? Is that better? Just saying it will be the same. It sounds awful. It hurts my head. Sounds bad. Okay, give me a second. Let me hear my own microphone. We're having microphone troubles. First, we had a problem with isolation. Now we're having a problem with it sounding bad. Hello, hello, hello. Blah, blah, blah. It sounds perfectly normal through my laptop. Have you guys tried refreshing the stream? It sounds perfectly normal through my laptop. Have you guys tried refreshing the stream? Try refreshing the stream, okay? Try refreshing because on my laptop it's sounding perfectly normal. Sounds fine on my end. I did refresh. You sound slightly distorted. I think it's still isolating. No, isolation is officially off. Isolation is off. Let's see. Yes. Yes, isolation is no longer on. Isolation used to be on. It's off now, okay? Isolation was on. That turns out you guys prefer the isolation. You're like, give us back the isolation. We are. Maybe isolation was making me sound good. Did you consider that? Maybe that's why it was on. Maybe YouTube. Maybe YouTube decided it was a good sounding, microphone when it was isolated. Let me turn this down. All right. So this Gengar, which I absolutely adore, is a fantastic price for either box. Wait, there's a wide sleeve. I don't want a wide sleeve. Oh no, I'm out of the thin sleeves. Here's one more sleeve. I have to go get more thin sleeves. Ugh. Ugh. I hear the air hitting your teeth. No, you don't. Here we go. 6, I don't have any teeth. So let's see, Gengar. I don't have any teeth, right? I pulled all my teeth out a long time ago. Gengar, old maid. It's in your mind, 6. Give me a second here. This gentleman is going to go right up into the live customs real fast. We're going to price him at 100. I really like him. That's what's so cool about these old maids is there's one Gengar, and we happen to get a 10 on ours. Can I compare it? No. 2, 3, 4. I didn't change microphones or anything. This is the same microphone. You guys might have been listening to the isolated version of my voice and enjoying it, but I just played it. I just played myself through the laptop, and sounds good. Sounds fine. Here we are. Let's see. Here's my progress on my cards. First made the starters. I can tell you one thing, Mike's side. We're not going to ever do isolation. Isolation might give us a better, clear quality voice for me, but I'm never going to do it because we want to hear the booster packs. I want to hear the sound of the scissors and the packs and all of it. I wanted the music to play a little bit. I want you to hear all of it. So it could be the case that it was cleaner when it was isolation. Ooh. I'll keep that in mind too for future recordings. Actually, if it turns out isolation gives me a nice clean voice, maybe we'll use that when I'm making videos. Speaking of videos, Mike's side, where's our market update video? Where's our record price video? We want some new content styles. Very important, Mike's side. I would say new content style is more important than any video you're posting right now. I want to change what we're doing. Right, I put that in the right spot. Good. I want to change what we're doing a little bit when it comes to content. I don't think that the current content strategy is going to last. Obviously we still want stream highlights, but I think that the future of our content is going to be changing into information. Let's see. I'm not telling you I like isolation. I'm saying at the moment isolated sounded better to whatever this is. What this is, it's right now is not your normal non-isolated microphone. All right. Here I'll put it in an isolated mode again. All right, now we're in isolated microphone. We're doing Joseph Smith 2 Pokeshuffles. All right, Joseph Smith. Good luck. I'm with Mike. Ready? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Look, I didn't change anything. YouTube's changing things. I guarantee you it's YouTube. 2 cold ones. Sorry, bro. All right, Joseph Smith, we took care of those. This is isolation once again. I didn't change anything. YouTube's changing something or iPhone's changing something. Who knows? Next order is Jeff Leon. Do we have Jeffy Weffy with us? I believe we do, don't we? I don't like isolated at all, truthfully, says Mr. Nicholas Pacheco. Yeah, I don't think it's a good idea either. I think it's better if we stream with all the other sounds. So English Prismatic, that's the first part of the order. All I know is I hate both. I'm here. All right, we're going back to the other mode. All right, we are back. 6 of the 151 surprise chatties. Oh, shishi. Ni hao. Sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm honorary Chinese. I'm moving to China, bro. I would move to China. That place is cool, man. You ever seen China? There's all these videos out that all the tourists are making, all the YouTubers. They're always showing off cool places in China. That place is cool, man. All right. Let's see. Snipping this. Read my last comment, says Mr. Monster. Make AI videos of the characters in the cards you pull. Just start moving things like that. What? How are you honorary Chinese? I've been practicing my Chinese. Didn't you listen? Bing Chili. Yeah. Mr. Why is that time and time again? You always go back to late night streams. So we were trying daytime streams only, and those were slowly converting into this scenario where I would like start the stream at 5 p.m. and end the stream at like 8 p.m. And the problem with that is Karis's exact off time. She's off at 5 and she goes to bed around 12 a.m. So I cannot be streaming right in the middle of her off time. So what I would have to do is force our stream to maybe end at 6 p.m. That means starting the second stream would need to start around 3 p.m. and end at 6 p.m. But I know why the stream's getting pushed out to 8. I know what's happening because that's where the sales are. That's how the stream works a little bit if you didn't know that. The way it works, I go live, and if there's no sales, I sit there. And then if there's no sales in the beginning, but heavy sales start coming in at the end, I don't sign out because we need to make the day's sales, right? So all of a sudden the sales are coming in around 7. Then they're coming in around 8. So, I go live at like 4, then maybe 5, and it turns out 5 to 8. So we're having this problem where the stream gets pushed out so that my brain detects that's where the sales are. I'm not getting sales at 3 p.m. I'm not getting sales at 4 p.m. I'm not getting sales at 5. I'm getting sales at 8 p.m. But I can't stream in that time period. Karis is off. So it's a terrible lifestyle if I do that. So we're trying a new hybrid approach. The goal is to go live by 11 p.m. or 12 p.m. and I must sign off by 3 a.m. So that's the hybrid approach, okay? Now, Ninja Spinner. That's still different than we used to do because if you remember what we were doing before all these changes, we were going live at almost 2 a.m. every day, weren't we? It was like 1 a.m., 2 a.m. We were going live real late. And it was called the overnight stream. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I was effectively an overnight worker. And that had problems too. The problem was on the weekends, I was waking up at like 2 or 3 p.m. in the afternoon. You can't have that. The daytime stream would start at like 4 p.m. and run till like 6 or 7 anyways. So I get off at 6 or 7. She's already off work and I've already missed 2 hours with her. And the weekend rolls around. I can't wake up at like 11 a.m. I'd have to wake up at like 2 or 3 or 4 because I got to have a full night's rest, right? So that old schedule, the overnight schedule, that's like third shift and it was just no good. So this is a hybrid approach. We're going to go start at 11 p.m., start at 12 a.m., done by 3 a.m. no matter what. It's got to end. So that's what we're going to try for now. We'll see how it works. Sneaker Bunko Volume 2. Oh, yes. Here you go, Mr. Jeffy Weffy. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to give you a bonus one, Jeff. How do you feel about that? There you go. Here's a little bonus Sneaker Bunko for you today. And Dreamlike Oceans. I'm only here for Jeff. I like the night streams on Saturday because I don't work. Can't do it during the weekends. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I will say this. The overnight streams and the late night streams clearly get a lot of sales. The sales just pour in. All right, I'll be right back. Wow, this is our last box. That's our last box of Dreamlike Ocean. So let's go ahead and grab this. No more sealed boxes of Dreamlike Ocean. It's gone. We have more on the way. We are. Thank you, Mr. I'm chopped liver. What are you talking about, Whipple? All right. There we go. I was about to order 1, 2. There are some left. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And there's one more pack, 17. That's the price tag pack. So we have a total of 17 remaining. If you're one of those, okay, you could buy them now before you know what gets pulled out of these, or you could wait till afterwards because if he pulls the hit, you may not want them anymore. But let me tell you something. If he doesn't pull the hit, there could be a rush to buy the last ones. So consider that. Then you'll be competing to see who gets it first. All right. I believe that's all of it. Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate the big orders, man. But, bro, how did Mr. Reach My Nonsense just trying to get his attention, but happened? What? Nonsense. Here we are. Okay. There we go. I'm watching the news on that Iran war. Seems like a really shaky ceasefire. Do you guys think it lasts? I feel like the rhetoric coming out of Iran is so sharp. And then I feel like Israel's still bombing Lebanon, I guess. That's the Houthis, isn't it? And I guess Iran's still bombing Israel. I heard that Israel's still getting bombed. And Trump's over there saying, oh, it's going to be grand. A new era of prosperity for the Middle East. He always talks that way, you know. We're entering the golden age. There we are. It seems like a real shaky ceasefire, so we'll see if it lasts, but it might not last. There we go. It won't last. Emotions are way too high right now. I just want Trump to say that thing again. We got the cards. They don't have the cards. Anytime he uses cards in a sentence, I go, oh, cards. I imagine like he's got all the Pokemon, like the PSA 10 Charizards, and he think his opponent just has like Caterpies or something. Wow, not bad, man. Sniping a nice Alakazam. Oh, yeah. Here's there's a lot of rhetoric all over the world. Like I heard Russia said that America had like a shameful defeat. The Spain guy, there's a leader in Spain who clearly doesn't like Trump. He was talking some shit. You know, the Democrats say stuff too. They're like Trump's a moron and da da da. And so, yeah, it's a very tense moment. We are. The dust has not settled, so to speak. Look at this. Ooh. Mister, I sent for the rest. There we go. Okay, the rest of the box is sold. We are sold out of the final fantasy, but we have more on the way. All right, you get an Umbreon and a Fan Rotom out of this pack. Hassan got meat cannoned. It's glorious. Oh, yeah, I saw that. The other guy was in it too. Hassan is apparently kind of going viral in the news right now because he is on the campaign trail with an actual Democrat candidate. And it's bringing up stuff he said, it's causing attention on him. So it's bringing up stuff in his past that he said that's highly controversial. And even I didn't know he said some of those things. I've heard his name a couple times, but I didn't know all the crazy things he said. So we're going to head right over to the menu, knowing you bought the last box, and we're going to go ahead and remove Final Fantasy. We're going to say coming soon, okay? There it is, coming soon. Happy to serve you guys those dreamlike oceans. We're going to get more of those, okay? I don't want to overbuy them because anytime I overbuy Final Fantasy cards, they just end up sitting there for years and no one buys them at that point. And they don't really grow in price. So it's a tricky product. You got to sell it while it's in demand and then be done with it afterwards. Hassan's a terrible person. We are. Yeah, I think the thing I heard that was most controversial was he was talking about how he didn't care that Israelis got like R-worded by when they were getting, captured or taken hostage. He's like, I don't care. I was like, whoa, bro. Here we are. Or something like America deserved 9/11 or something like that. Man, we are. Here's Garnett. It just shows how ideologically split the country is that you can get away with saying those things and still be brought into one political party. And it's probably on the other side too. I'm sure there's Republican candidates who have said extreme things. It's like, bro, isn't the goal to just get along? Here's Kadash, legendary. Palam, here's Kieran, however you say it. Wicked Thunder. All right, there you have it. Imagine Alakazam got out of the card, says Lucas. No! Kazam. All right, there we have it. Anyways, I think it is interesting because you got like these influencers now on like YouTube and Twitch and TikTok, and they're playing increasingly a large role in politics, huh? Politics these days, it's all propaganda. It's all like, and people are so good these days at understanding when they're being influenced too. Like, well, I wouldn't say like perfectly good at it, but they're getting better over time, you know. So far, your best luck, in my opinion, has been that Chinese pack. Now, here we go. Here's this guy. Here's this guy, and here's one of these. One signature, please. Here's a hollow. Oops. Here's a hollow. We ever getting temporal forces back? We could. I'm not a big fan of that set. I feel like temporal forces was a weak set. I mean, I felt Stellar Crown was a weak set too. But I mean, look at Stellar Crown. It almost never gets opened. Do I have my drink with me? Heartburn. That Wagovi gives you crazy heartburn. Also, I think my body's adjusting to the Wegovy. I think that my body is not being affected by it as strongly. It's saying, nah, I can still eat. We are. Oh, yeah. Oh. Apparently, most people get up to like 1.7 milligrams. I'm at 0.5 milligrams. Jeff Leone. All right. Thank you, Jeff. Jeff, I know you have a whole box of Final Fantasy coming, and it's the only cards left in there. I do have to check to see if someone bought it before you, but I feel like they would have said if they did. The Ghastly is $95 now, by the way. You're talking about the Ghastly Gengar. Yeah, I heard that that card had gone up in price. But listen, you know, people always talk about that kind of stuff. People are always talking about how, you know, oh, this card set's on the rise. Buy now. You must buy. It's probably more like it's been undervalued this whole time and it's literally just catching up with the other sets. But yeah, I mean, that Ghastly's cool. But you know what we could do? We could just go buy that Ghastly, even like a graded one, and then just do like a split on it. So if there's a great card in Temporal Forces, we don't have to spend our time opening Temporal Forces. We can just do a split. Speaking of a split, Jungle, we reset it. Nobody's, no. There's one person. There might be two people in here actually. Jungle Pack split. Let me check. I'll check for you all. We should know. Jungle Pack split, guys. It's running. All right. One person in it. We need 10 more people. Still 37. You know, I was tempted to raise it to 38, but I decided against it. Let me go ahead and destroy this email. You have been conquered. Here's you have received a payment. Oh, yes. Ooh. This stream brought to you by Jeff Leon. Going to work at 7 a.m., 1 p.m. because it's 1 a.m. for me. A little slept on, in my opinion. I love the Bulbasaur from Stellar Crown. What's worth scratching your rarest card or spending so much money on some useless ones? What? No selling till Trump's out of office. What's that, mister? Says Mr. Javier. Okay, we're going to check the WhatsApp. You mean Cash App? So I see you placed this order. Oops, what the hell? I didn't click on it for it to do that. That's so weird that it did that. Let me hit refresh because I don't see anything in the Cash App. I don't have any orders in Cash App according to this. Let me hit refresh on Zelle. I don't have any Zelle orders according to this. And so I'm going back over here. Here's Jeff Leon. He says, "Give me all them dreamlike oceans, 16 of them." All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. All right, let's get it. Gotta leave. What? For those of you who have just joined, there's been a simple rule change to the Pokeshuffles when it comes to re-rolling. When a card is over $50, it is now 2 clicks down in value to re-roll. I did this because I told AI there was a lot of re-rolling going on, and it told me the problem is as we were approaching prize values of like 100 or even over $100, um, without a 90%, what would you call it? Without a 90% reduction in re-rolling, it was becoming too easy to re-roll, too profitable, basically, meaning that we were only taking down the value of the re-roll by $5. Remember that? Well, at $100, that's a 95% re-roll. You were getting a 95% re-roll at $100. And so it told me, you know, you can quickly slow down the re-rolls by just changing that to be at least 90%. Here's Marcha. There's Marcha. Mr. loves his AI waifu. I do talk to AI a lot. Here's Warrior and Marcha. Okay, there's a little Marcha. Here's Leon. It has effectively replaced Google for me. No more Google searching. Here's Yuna. She's kind of nice, even though she's not a legendary. Here's Despacito. Okay, you've pulled one Despacito. Boop. All right. Yoshikiri. Okay. Here's Dragoon and Tifa. Whoa. Here's Blue Mage and Shiva. Sephiroth. Here's Flowering Cactoid and Kadash. Okay. Here's Sorbet. It's Sherbert. Here's Kadash. You did it. You pulled the Kadash. That's the card I was looking for. So this box had what? 2 full arts in it? That's interesting. ChatGPT understands me. You don't understand me, Mom. You and Dad don't get me. There we go. Well, I just use it like Google, basically. It's basically just Google search, except with the ability to reason now. Meaning you can tell it something and it can kind of be like, it can take your question and be like, oh, I understand what you're talking about. It can improve your question. It can be like, what you really mean to ask is this. It's super impressive. I heard, is it Sam Alton or whatever? What's the name of the guy who's in charge of the ChatGPT? He said he wants ChatGPT to be directly in our heads. What do you guys think? Like it? Hate it? I like it. All right. Ooh. Dragoon. I remember playing as a dragoon in Monster Hunter World. God, that was a long time ago. It's been a long time, guys. Actually, when Karis unlocked or recharged my old iPad, I was able to see pictures of myself from back in college. Man, I look so much younger. It's sad. I see it and I go, ah, time's flying. How about you guys? You guys feeling old? You're old, bro. Never used ChatGPT. Have you used Google AI perhaps? Google has its own AI. You must have used Google AI because you can't avoid it. Google's doing it too. Okay, there's a little pristine. Oh, look at that. 3 pristines. The 3 wise men. Psyduck, Squirtle, Bulbasaur. Take a look at these cards real fast. 180, 160, 180. What's going on here is we have the extremely hard to acquire pristine grade on these. Very hard to get pristine. This one's actually a pristine 993. Wow. Tempting, to send a card like this into Beckett. Really is. All right. I'm 22 and feel old. I have a feeling it's only going to get worse. 22? Boomer! You're so old, bro. When did you get so old and stinky? Let's head over to the All Slabs channel. Yes. Zoom in on these and take a picture. And I'm going to say these are all pristine. Your push notifications are off. Good. Like the stream, please? Hey, mister, did you figure out the sound issue? Yeah, you should be able to hear some sounds now, right? You hear that? Apparently, in vertical mode, I am able to change the microphone from isolation to standard. And here's the kicker: I never turned on isolation, so it had to have been YouTube or it had to have been iPhone decided it should be in isolation. All right. Bulbasaur with the B. Meow 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 meow. These shall go over here. Mhm. So the queue is empty. Happy Wednesday. You know what I've noticed lately? I've noticed that Wednesdays are pretty slow too. You know how I've always said that Tuesdays are traditionally slow? Ooh, I need more sleeves. Well, our Tuesday wasn't actually that slow. We were pretty busy that Tuesday. And today's Wednesday, and Wednesday appears to be slower than Tuesday. Have you guys noticed that? Wednesdays can be slow. Let me get some sleeves, baby. I wish I had more room. Imagine I had more room around the table. Welcome, guys. How's it going? Swipe down from the top. Open Control Center. Yeah, I tested that. I did. Here we are. Snipping this. Good. Old maid Eevee. Who wants an old maid Eevee? Anybody? Where we got? We got old maid Eevee. Got old maid Chansey. Young Buck. I got a lot to learn. Here we are. Boomer. Man, you're a stinky old man. Get out of here, old man. Here's Sadek. Ta-da. Who likes it? Which one you think is nicest, Six? The Chansey, the Psyduck, or the Eevee? This. Here's Magmartan. Ooh. Eevee. You're such an Eevee simp. All right, let's get some price tags up on these. You're such an Eevee simp. You think Eevees grow on trees, Six? Okay. There's Eevee. Six, how about last night? Was it tough watching all those guys get jackpot after jackpot in those customs? That was kind of ridiculous. I was watching going, what the hell? This PSA 10, old maid, Saduk. I love Slowpoke more. Yeah, well, Slowpoke can be Slowpoke. I'm going to eat his tail. What do you think of that, Six? I'm going to slice his tail off and I'm going to roast it on a grill with like garlic and butter. I will serve it with fresh thyme. God, this music sucks, dude. I hate Olaf's song. This is 55. Damn, I missed it. There it is. Who's the most expensive one? There's Psyduck for 55. Here's Eevee. I like Eevee. What can I pay? Eevee is apparently 45. He is cheaper than Psyduck. And Chansey. These kind of cards are perfect for the Pokeshuffles. They're cheap. They're cute. They have the potential to go up in price. There's no Chansey at all. Guess I'll put Chansey down for 40. So we're busting through those remaining slabs. Magmar. Oh, wait. Let's get this Bulbasaur. Oops. Mister, I found it. You put it in someone else's bag. Ah, there we go. Good catch, man. Good catch. That's why it's so important for me to go slow and show the bag on screen. But I must have shown the bag on screen. That's how you detected it. So what's the name of the bag we need to pull it out of, Mr. David? I don't make that mistake very often, but it is possible. And so I try, one of my goals when I open cards is I always show the bag off on the table. In front of the camera, I mean, when I'm putting it away. So that if something like that occurs, it can be traced backwards and found. It looked close to my name. Okay, well, here, let's go hunting for it. I bet we'll find it real fast. Probably another guy named David. Danny, Daniel, Darwin, 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 David Velez. No, not in there. Darwin. We'll start with anyone who has a name like David. Okay. I got another Final Fantasy pack. Yeah, that very last one. There was one more, wasn't there? You're just curious to see what's in it because It's probably not a hit, but it is possible for boxes to have 2 hits. Here's another Darwin. Here's a Damien. Darwin. David Velez. Don't think it's in here. Tell me about the size of the bag it went into. Was it a big bag? Was it a small bag? It was probably a big bag, wasn't it? You probably sent me a timestamp of it. Here's a David A. Cram. Cram it. Okay, not seeing it in David. Oh, I meant Magic the Gathering. Can I send 5 custom for that one? You can send 5 customs. For what? For which one? Look at all these cards. There's so many cards here. David Penna. David Capistran. Dallas Willis. All right, so we'll do a little research on it. I think that it's maybe not in these particular bags. We'll do a little research on it. Darwin. Ah, okay. Well, there are a lot of Darwins. There is a Mr. Darwin in here. He's got a lot of bags. So there's Danny Vachidivon. Darwin Morales with just some hollows in that bag. Darwin Morales. Should be kind of easy to find because it's a square cut card. And if it did go into a Darwin bag, that's actually good because all his stuff is still here. Ah, it's going to be this, isn't it? Look, it's this, isn't it? Ah, I bet you he never even ordered Playboy cards because look, he orders, according to this, he orders one piece. There it is. All right. Mystery solved. Now you know what I would have done if we couldn't find it? I would have got you another Playboy card. We would have covered it. You would have been taken care of. But it looks like in this case, it was easily fixed. That's the one. You found it. Perfect. Let's get this into your bag now. Actually, I don't know if you have a bag. Do you currently have a bag? Let me create a new bag for you, David Morris. I don't remember if you have a bag right now. I don't think you do because I think you just shipped. So since you don't have a bag, I can ship this one out immediately. Do you want me to ship it out immediately? Yes. Sorry about that. It's pretty rare, but this can happen. So my goal always when putting cards away is to show the bag on in front of the camera. It really helps. We use that as proof that a mistake had been made of that type. There it is. Morales and mores. It happens a lot. Yeah. That's how you do business. If I see something I like, I'm gonna pick something up from you, man. Well, we always do that. We've been doing that for years. We are. Obviously, if it's my mistake, you're gonna get paid out. You might get paid out pretty generously. All right, so back to it. What do we got over here? Hit refresh. Mr. Jeffy. Mr. Jeffy Jeff. Whoa, wait a second. These are a couple Jeff orders. So number one, you want 2 prismatics and a 151. Whoa, that's a big order. 151 scary, man. I don't even know what to think of that set anymore. That set's scary. Oh, we need more 151. I remember this. It is time for us to open fresh 151. So I have to go get fresh 151. I'll be back. All right. Here we are. We're going back to sleep. Excuse me. Oop. Okay. Putting this in here. Now, that's done. He also needs a Final Fantasy pack. Those are pretty scary. So this is a wondrously large order. Oh, that's not it. Let's start here. Ah, there it is. Okay. Remember how nuts people were going for that when those came out? They're still really cool. And Mr. Jeff, the last Final Fantasy and 2 Pokeshuffles. Okay. So that's going to be this guy right here. All right. Now, for those of you watching at home, this is actually a pretty large order. This pack is like $125. Let's go get those 2 Pokeshuffles. Mm-hmm. Six, you can't go back to sleep, Six. Rockabye Six on the treetop. 1, 2, 6. It's 2:30. What do you mean going back to sleep? You sleeping in the daytime, Six? All right. 2 cold ones. I'm sorry. You never know. Sometimes you pull those around and it's like a $40, $50, $60 card you just pulled, and then you can re-roll that and it just gets crazier and crazier. We saw that a lot last night. Let's put these 2 together and the Pokemon together. Good luck, Jeff. Any serialized Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle packs? Not yet. We still have lots of it, though. I'd love to see more of that open. It's just so dang expensive. Here's Final Fantasy. There we go. There we go. Now, White Mage. All right, we know what was in there now. Nothing too crazy. You guys ready? When it comes to one of these packs, not only does it have 15 cards in it, they're all gradable. The whole pack's gradable. So even though these Magic the Gathering collector boosters cost a little more, sometimes they're kind of worth it. Oh, double-sided Kefka. Isn't that a good one? I remember Kefka was desirable. Endwalker Hollow. That looks good too, actually. So that's not bad. Soldier Military Program. Excalibur. Lindblom. Dark Confidant. Island. Okay, you got a little island in the sun. Here's Omega. Isn't that the new bad guy in the new Monster Hunter? You know, I stopped playing that game. X Death, Void Warlock, Chocobo Track, Zack Fair, Paladin's Arms, Black Mage's Rod, Paladin's Odd, and then Black Mage's Rod. I see. All right. Sabatender and Island. All right, cool. We'll go back to. I like Black Mage's Rod. Let's put that in the front for funnies. Very nice. Good pack. Good pack. I like to hear that. Okay, here's that Omega. He's looking kind of nice. Okay. Dark Confidant Soldier Military Program. Whoa. So what's the next holiday, guys? Easter's over, right? What's the next holiday after Easter? Kefka Court Mage. Whoa. Here's Hero. Whoa. Okay. Kefka's over $100, Roth. There you go. You're on a win streak. What do we got here? And Prismatic. Friends and Paldea, because of course. Endless Friends and Paldea. Everybody gets a Friends and Paldea. How about some Pokemon cards in Paldea, huh? Some hollows. All right, there you have it. 151. The very pricey pack was holographic. Got a nice Squirtle, I guess. Put Squirtle into his own little sleeve. How does that sound? Is it Memorial Day? Memorial Day. Here you go, Jeff. Jeff, we may have to make a Jeff box. There we go. Very cool. How you guys like those old maid cards? They're cute, right? They don't sell as fast as vintage Pokemon, but vintage Pokemon is like unaffordable as well. Next order is hit and refresh. I think we have a JC order coming up. JC Jonathan Cham. It's refreshing. Refresh. Ooh. Hope you're doing well. I'm busy cleaning the shop while listening to you live. Can I get 2 boxes of English Nikke? What? I'll go get 3 boxes. I'll bring in 4. Okay, I'll go get them. Here we are. Blech. Boop. You mean Jeff box number 2 or 3? There's a possibility, Jeff. They're right here. I just brought them in the room. English first edition. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Ooh. All right. This is Nikke. The box to hold my stuff. Oh, you've got a little mini box that's in a weird part of the shelf. But no, I don't think we have a major box, do we? Do we have a major box for you? Brett Love's got 1, 2, 3, 4 boxes. That guy wants to make some trades with me. What do you guys think? Here we are. Here we are. I should make the trade with him. So that's one group of them. Let's do 1 box at a time. Make it a little simple. Here's your little promo. Snipping this. Oh yes. Snippity poo, snippity poo, snipping some cards. How about you? Oh. Ooh. Looks like one of those packs didn't get fully snipped. Come here, you. This one. Let the snippening commence. You have first edition? Apparently. Why, is it really expensive now? Here's a hollow. Konnichiwa. Just girls with gigantic tatas. Here's a hollow. And a hollow. And today we're opening some Nikke. We just had the Nikke. No, that was Sneaker Bunko. I take that back. I was about to say we just had a Nikke break go off, but that was Sneaker Bunko. Miss Alexandra pulled it. Isn't that exciting? She actually bought 2 spots in that break, so she really wanted it. Some people in that break, they were just there on a lucky second chance. You know, they were there on a star spot, but she actually bought 2 spots and won. Pretty incredible. Pretty good. Oh, yes, we've got Drone Girl. Very good. Let's see. All right, here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Another hollow. Here's this girl with the smoky pipey. Oh, the smokum pipe. Here's holographic girl, yin yang girl. Here's smoke 'em up girl. And what do you guys think? Should I get into smoking? I think if I got into smoking, it might raise my coolness, but it would lower my longevity. Man, I don't know. Okay. Boop. Next box. Look at that. We already snipped it up here, so it's ready to be peeled. Mr. JC. Big order from JC. Who else got to place an order today? There we go. What are you guys looking for? What tickles your pickle? Uh-oh. What are you guys thinking about when it comes to collecting? What are you after? You got a lot of great modern pulls to go after. Too many, really, right? You might not have the 151 Charizard yet. You might not have the Phantasmal Flames Charizard. Oh, I have to check on that one. I think somebody told me the price on that one jumped. We probably need to do a price update. Wasn't I supposed to do like one price up per day? I think I gave up on that. I need to get back to that. I feel like that was actually pretty important, especially because some prices go down. And if it goes down, we want to adjust down. Like we actually found out that our 151 surprise packs were really overpriced. And then we lowered them. And that became one of our fastest selling products as a result. And I was able to restock them. So it didn't, it was a win-win for everybody. All right, here we go. What do we got? Doggy Girl. 420 is coming soon. Oh, you're right. Mr. Meeseeks. I'm Mr. Meeseeks. Here's a hollow. Here's the hollow. Here's the bunny girls. Whoa. Whoa. What is this design? Look at this, guys. Holy thick. Okay. Here's a hollow. Ta-da. I was listening to some stories on the internet. There's this story of this guy. It's like criminal stories, and there's this mom who caught her husband. Not mom. There's this wife, and she is a mother who caught her husband on his cell phone talking to someone on Roblox. Husband texting a Roblox person. And it turned out she was a minor, the person he was texting. I was like, damn, bro. The comment section was like, why are you even allowed to DM on Roblox? Yeah. So I heard that story. There was another story. It was pretty dark too, actually. This one, I just heard it. Some FedEx driver kidnapped some kid and she ended up dead. He like lured her into the truck with like gifts or something. I think I heard that. There you are. All right. Roblox on the slide. Bad stuff happens out there, guys. It's crazy how social media makes you aware of it all. You know, back in the 1960s, you didn't have anything. You had a wooden horse and a tiny home and no internet, no cell phones, hardly any TV even. You just kind of chilled with your family and that was it. Probably went out. Now you can scroll the internet and be like, who killed who? Just all day. Whoa, look at that. Oh my God. That's a lot of boobs. Mr. JC, let's grab your bag. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate the support. Crazy stuff. Yeah. How about you guys? Have you guys heard any crazy news lately? I love talking about the news. It's one of my favorite things. I love talking about the things that are going on. There it is. Oh, yes. I remember that. Yeah, man, I told him about it. If you like Nikke, check out Brown Dust, card set by Nivel Arena. Brown Dust, I'm wearing the pink eye, not Brown Dust. Maybe there's a winking brown eye. Snorlax has 3 spots remaining. Snorlax. Here's Pikachu. I don't know if that price is even real. Doesn't that price seem kind of high? And here's Broly. Whoa. Got the NATO King. It's so clean. Yeah, did you get the honey buns? All right. Very nice, guys. What do we got going on next? Here's an order from Mr. Mark. He says, to give to Miss Alexis, because I'm a simp. Also, I got my package thanks to her for a box of Japanese Nihil Zero. Okay, so it sounds like you're giving Miss Alexis a box of Nihil Zero. Am I understanding that? That's a lot, man. Mark. He says I'm a simp. I'm not going to stop you from doing that. Let's see. Where's Nihil Zero? Mm, where is it? Oh, there it is. Nihil Zero. Okay, I found it. Let me go grab a box of it. Actually, it might be under here. Is it still under here? It is still under here. This is going to be it, isn't it? Yes. I feel like I ordered just the right amount of Nihil Zero. All right. Trump folded, says Mike's side. Yeah, that's what people are trying to say. It's really interesting. You know, much of the war feels like a battle of propaganda. Like it's a war that's just taking place on people's political takes on it. But if you think about what has actually occurred here, Iran just lost everything. It lost everything above ground. I'll tell you that. It lost a whole bunch of production sites. It lost a whole bunch of. It lost a major bridge. It lost a bunch of munitions. It lost like a ton of commanders. It lost pretty much its entire navy. It's got no air force. So they have a few conventional drones and a few conventional ballistic missiles hidden around a pretty large, vast area, and that's all they have left. And the United States and Israel have lost almost nothing. Think of that. Think of that in terms of like real time strategy games. That means your opponent's making no money. They have no production. They've got limited units left, and they're just kind of bunkered out for a while. It is, and you've got everything left. All of your production is the same. You haven't lost your economy. You haven't lost anything. So they've just lost everything, but they're declaring victory. So it's a war of propaganda. That's what it is right now. It's a war of propaganda. And I guess Trump has called this ceasefire, but it's a 2 week ceasefire, meaning 2 weeks from now, he might go back to bombing them. Or if they break the rules of the ceasefire, you never know. Here we are. United States still producing, United States economy pretty much unaffected. Um, and I think Trump's hoping to walk away like the way he treated North Korea, Kim Jong Un. I think he wants those things. He's like this guy who I think identifies himself as like, oh, I'm a deal maker. I'm a deal maker. Everyone likes me. He's extremely narcissistic. There's no doubt about that. He's a very strange, there's always somebody in history who like did some stuff. Like maybe Napoleon's one of those. I often compare Trump not to the mustache man, but actually to Napoleon. Trump's like one of those almost, but he's like the most narcissistic guy you've ever heard. And I think he wants to say like, oh, look at all this stuff. Only I could have done it. He wants to say something like that, and he wants to be like, "Oh, they love me. They love me. The Iranians, they would vote for me. They would make me the king of Iran." He wants to be able to say that. I think he's real. He's something, man. But I don't think it's over, and I think that Iran's, claiming victory. Meanwhile, they've lost all their top leaders and all their production, and I'm confident they have limited bombs left. Although I'm sure they could do a lot of damage with those bombs. All right, what we got? Maybe underestimated everything. People were freaking out. Donald bit off more than he can chew. Yeah, I think that's what you're being told. Everyone's trying to control the narrative. But again, look at the details. Instead of listening to the spin, because that's what everybody wants. Everyone wants to come in with like a hot take, right? Hey, he lost. Iran definitely has that as a claim. They're like, he lost to us, actually. They have no air defenses. Iran does. You can just pretty much run through with your bombers really high up in the sky and just blow them up all day, or you can just send in missiles all day. Um, for example, they were just about to blow up all the bridges and power plants. Iran can't stop that. They've got nothing. They can't do anything to stop that. Those bombers fly really high up in the air, and they drop bombs from like 1,000,000 feet in the air, and then all your stuff is gone. You're militarily defeated. Like if this is World War II, that's what we'd be doing. We'd just be dropping bombs on them all day long. How do you think we beat Germany? How do you think we beat Japan? So we just blew up everybody. That's what we did. What a lot of people don't know is more Japanese civilians were killed by the carpet bombing. Oh, yes. You gifted this to Alexis, and it contained the actual SAR of what's his face? Zangoose. That's not his name. What's this guy's name? I'm trying to remember. It's like with the Z or something. I can't remember his name. That's so crazy, man. What a gift, man. This is a gift from Mr. Mark J. Valerian to Miss Alexis. Wow. There it is. But yeah, so, there's nothing they can do to stop the bombing of their entire country. They can't send out warplanes. They can't send out Navy ships. They can't produce those things. Who's even on their side? Like, who's coming to their rescue? There's no one coming to their rescue other than saying sharp words online. But where are all their friends? Don't they have friends? Where are all of the where are all the Islamic countries that want to help Iran? They don't want to help Iran because Iran was a jerk to them for years. In fact, you've got Islamic countries telling Donald Trump, whoa, 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 don't stop here. You got to finish it because they're worried about if Iran comes back. You know, if they reach a point where the regime's still crazy and they're still building all these weapons and it's just constant instability in the region. So they're like, well, maybe we finish this job up a little bit. So there's a war of words online for your beliefs and for your attention. But America has effectively just kind of gone in and blown up everything they had above ground, right? And America can still go in and blow up the rest of their infrastructure. And they just couldn't stop America if America wanted to. So it's kind of crazy when Trump says, okay, we're going to reach a ceasefire. And then the Iranians are like, we won, actually. We're the winners. We're the winners. Like, it's been 1 month, dude. You've got nothing left. And you're declaring victory. So it's a very harsh rhetoric coming out of Iran. And what's crazy is people in our own country kind of help that rhetoric. They say, yeah, actually, Iran won. Trump doesn't know what he's doing. It's like, all right. It's a war of words at this point. But I feel that from an actual military perspective, I don't think there's much Iran can do at this point. They've lost so much. Again, like if you're looking at this in real time strategy terms, the enemy team just lost a lot of their bases, a lot of their heroes, almost all their units. They got a little bit left. Your base is untouched. You're still making all your money that you used to make. You can restock everything you've spent so far, and your military is untouched. If it was a real time strategy game, the outcomes are very clear here. So it's crazy. People get online and then they're like, "Oh, actually, Iran's the winner." It's an ideological war, and people are trying to make claims that is like they're pretty interesting claims. I'm just curious what happens next. I'm curious what happens from here. Does Donald Trump try to become besties with the IRGC? Does the IRGC accept being besties with Trump? They're like, you just killed all our guys, but yeah, we can be friends. I feel like Trump's a little delusional if he thinks that's going to be the outcome. I think it's going to go right back into war. Honestly, I think the only way to end the war is to slice up Iran a little bit and hand it off to maybe some of the surrounding Muslim countries and say, hey, why don't you manage this? Why don't you take this chunk and this guy can take that chunk and just redraw the border or something? I think that's a realistic ending to it. Here's Mr. Mark handing a whole box to Miss Alexis. Alexis actually has a bag too. I'll text her. I'll tell her you got it. Wait, let me send a picture to Miss Alexis of the best cards here. All right, so I'm going to take a picture of these and send it to her. Here we are. All right. It's a very interesting war because there's Americans who hate Trump very deeply. And so they're not in any way interested in hearing about the United States doing well in the war. They're not interested in seeing him succeed. And they're very interested in seeing him fail. Someone bought these for you. Mark J. Valerian. He says he's simping. Oops. it converted the word to dumping. Alexis says thank you. All right, there you have it. The U.S. has no real achievement from this war. They beat an air force they gifted 60 years ago and a navy with a few airships. Nobody won the war, but Iran has control of the Strait of Hormuz. Um, Again, I think people are being told what to think about the war. You're being told what to believe, and you have to remember that in this war, there's two very angry ideologies fighting with each other, and everyone's trying to make a claim about who won, who lost, who won, who lost. With Iran being one of the world's largest producers of oil, Iran used to supply our competitors, Russia and China, with cheap oil. Our oil is now more valuable because Iran's not doing that. Trump pointed this out. He says, we don't even need the Strait of Hormuz. It's other people who need it. And so it could be other ships that are struggling to pass through to sell their stuff to us, or maybe our neighbors in the Gulf who are trying to sell their oil into the market. You know who doesn't have to do that? We don't have to do that. America is the largest producer of oil, and we have oil for sale. So what's weird is we knocked out Venezuela. They were a massive oil producer. And then we went after Iran second. They're a massive oil producer. Oh no, they're both gone. You know who's a big oil producer now? The United States. So the world is kind of forced to accept higher prices from Iran, or maybe no oil at all from Iran. Meanwhile, we're still producing all day, every day. No one's attacking us. They can't even reach us. That's what I was saying. Like in real time strategy terms, it's pretty obvious this is going well. But then everyone online's like, oh, this is a catastrophe. Trump's he's such a doo-doo head. It's like, okay, we just destroyed a competitor for oil sales. There it is, Miss Alexis. We just defeated an oil producer, a competing oil producing country that works for our competitors. And our competitors still need oil, so they're going to have to buy it from other people, probably us. All right, let's see. It's like when Trump was getting mean about the Panama Canal and he was getting mean about Greenland, right? Remember that? And people were like, he's crazy. He's just a crazy guy. He's real crazy. It's like he's trying to control the shipping routes. There's an actual, there's an actual strategy going on here. He wants the shipping routes. All right, next up we got Jonas for Nivel Arenas. Ooh, you want some of the lady cards. You got it, man. It wasn't pure like psychosis that made him say those things. He's thinking about the northern shipping routes and the southern shipping route. Well, Russia and China lose a ally with Iran, or at least Iran is knocked behind for a while, and they can't produce and sell oil very quickly. And we've actually also discovered NATO's not that big of a friend, in my opinion. I don't think NATO sees us as like a blood ally. They see us as sort of like an allyship of convenience or usefulness. But we discovered maybe everyone in NATO doesn't like us that much, and I think that's actually pretty interesting too. And then Iran's just not going to be an oil producer for a little while, and we're going to continue to produce and sell our oil at a better rate. So gas prices are up because oil costs more. But it's kind of a double-edged sword, I guess. Like cost of living goes up, right? Nobody wants that. But it's also interesting because the United States brings in more GDP. Ooh, because it's selling its oil at a better rate. So you're selling your same product, but for more profit, and that comes into the country. There we go. We've always supported NATO. They just talk crap and then expect us to save them. Well, I think that when you fight together on the battlefield, you have sort of like maybe like a brothers in arms feeling that you develop. And the United States and Europe developed that in World War II. And maybe it was seen also after 9/11, which was a little while ago. And I think we're getting kind of far away from that. And it's probably a good idea to sort of reestablish that feeling with each other. But I think in this case, Trump's movements were uh, so aggressive, so sudden that our allies were kind of like, I don't know if I want to get dragged into the Iran war, but also the fact that they wouldn't let the United States even use those bases just to land an airplane. It's like, oh, that's not good. So why are we there then? Just close the base down, have the troops come home, you know? And so I do think Trump's going to be looking at that and wondering if NATO should continue even. And if NATO ends, a lot of people don't realize how interesting that is if NATO ends, because it really does mean at that point, China and Russia can really start to look at expansion if they really want to. And Europe doesn't really have a lot of armies or young men who want to die in the army. They don't like, if you're a British guy and you're watching your country get changed really rapidly, like you're going into London and London's not British, it's minority British. You're like, okay, now go die for this. They're going to go, nah, no thanks. No thanks. And I find that really interesting. It means they don't have a very willful military, like a military that wants to do stuff. But Russia and China, maybe they do have a willful military, like a military that does want to fight and die for their ideas. It's a very dangerous thing, whether you have the production capacity or not. You have to have people willing to die. I'll tell you somebody who has people willing to die for their ideas, man. The Middle East, man. Those guys are ready to fight all day, I think. Here we are. All right. The power of religion. There we go. Poland still holding pretty strong. I wish Germany would get their stuff together a little bit. Poland's on our side. Poland likes us because it shares maybe some similar ideologies. I don't know. But, Western Europe has changed dramatically. They've become kind of like too socialist or something. I don't know. They think that their job is to be like the world socialist handout or something instead of being for their own people or being like for their own country. And this is a very big experiment. It wasn't always like this. Like the world only recently developed these ideas. You could call them liberal ideas if you wish. I don't even think they're liberal. I think they just kind of don't make any financial sense. All right, it's like too much empathy or something. We are. In society, once you have a civilization, so hold on, wait a second. Before I go on my stinky rant, let me make sure we have no orders. Is Miss Alexis here? I'm gonna go train my dog. Alexis, how's it going, Miss Alexis? I hope you're having fun with your doggy. All right, there's no orders in the queue. Feel free to send it in order if you'd like me to keep yapping. Let's go grab some more slabs here. So, I have this theory that when you have like a civilization, DNA gets selected, right? Natural selection, but DNA gets selected for like altruism, right? So, like, if you're a jerk, a pirate, an opportunist, an aggressor, a fighter, maybe a warrior, if you're this personality type, you eventually just go to jail in a highly civilized society. You're not fit to be there, right? Unless you join the military, perhaps, or police. So I suspect you get filtered out. I suspect, marriage occurs between hyper altruistic people. And so over years, over generations, people gene select for altruism until you have this very clean society that's incredibly nice. Like bow, 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 you bow. Oh, sorry, 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 sorry. Canada, sorry, sorry, sorry. You start apologizing all day long. You develop this extremely altruistic society because you're DNA selecting for that when it comes to breeding, when it comes to marriage and all that stuff. So I believe over time, a nice, well developed country becomes really soft. And the problem with that is the moment you introduce aggressive pirate genes, warrior genes, violence, whatever it is, you can have a country that's so altruistic. The DNA's been trained and selected for so much altruism that you have no ability to fight back anymore. So that's my theory is that's like a cycle almost. And people have come up with terms for that even, like weak men make bad times, that kind of stuff. You've heard that before, right? But forget about that saying for a second. My theory is just that the DNA has been being selected for niceness for a long time. Then you get born and everyone tells you to be nice. Follow the rules. Do what the cops tell you. Do what the law tells you. Be nice. Be nice or go to jail. And again, you just select for that DNA over and over again. You live in a nice, peaceful meadow. You got beautiful mountains in the background. You got the ocean. It's just really nice. Society's all built up. You got hospitals. You got socialism. And you have absolutely zero ability to fight anymore. You've effectively lost your ability to fight. I think that's actually happened to Europe to a certain degree. I think that's what's gone on with Europe. I think Europe has actually lost the ability to fight. It's lost the ability to have a sort of like warrior identity. And, so here's Trump, and he's some like crazy dinosaur. Whatever that fight gene is, that's like all he has. Isn't that interesting? That's like all that guy has. All he wants to do is fight. And I just think Europe can't keep up with it, essentially. They don't want to keep up with it. Like maybe it's problematic. They're going, maybe this guy's a problem. We are. All right, let's grab this. But he said, okay, who's going to let us land airplanes? And they all basically just said, nah, no, 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 no. No airplanes can land in our bases. It's like, oh, okay. I do enjoy me some blood sausage, Polish sausage. Poland's very pro-USA, but their far-right party has been gaining traction, which is a little concerning. I don't know what far-right means anymore. Are they like anti-Jew or something? What does that mean these days? Okay, so I do enjoy me. Poland still holding strong. I wish Germany would. Da, da, da. Man, it's looking beautiful outside, man. Look how pretty it is outside. Well, oh, my phone's plugged in. Hold on. Look how pretty it is out there. Doesn't that look nice? Man, that's beautiful. It's so beautiful outside. I'm in here working. It's this is Missouri springtime weather. This is the best weather. Can we fix the coloring? This is Missouri springtime weather. It doesn't get better than this. Point down Pikachu, one of my favorite cards. It does not get better than this. By the way, if you're listening to this stream today and you're never placed a purchase before, give it a try. Try our website out if you wish. You can also go to the description of the YouTube live stream to see how to order. And this is two cute little cards for a first time order. So if you place a first time order, you get these for free. We'll also put you on the giveaway. Not just land, we couldn't even fly over their airspace. Right, I didn't really get it. When I heard about it, I thought what they were referring to was that they wanted like British troops to go land on the ground and start shooting at Iran. No, no. All they wanted to do was fly over, their airspace and perhaps land an airplane. And they said, you can't do that. And so it's like, oh, it is very awkward, isn't it? Like we're supposed to be in it together. We're supposed to be one big team, right? And we're fighting Russia, and we're saving Ukraine, and Iran is actually Russia's ally. Iran is literally allied with Russia. They are together as a team, and Iran hates the West. It chants death to America. It seems like we're taking down Russia's teammate, right? Same with Venezuela. Venezuela was Russia's teammate. Why did they have Russian and Chinese anti-air? Because they were teammates with our competitors. So we're taking it down now. And we've sent all this money to Ukraine to beat Russia. And the US is going in and beating a Russian ally. And NATO goes, no, 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 you can't land your airplanes in our bases or fly over our countries. So what? That's pretty bad. You have to admit that's pretty bad. And I think Trump is probably gonna, I don't know, he's gonna either renegotiate NATO or he's gonna leave, one or the other. I think there's a good chance he leaves. And this could end in a reorganizing of the world right away. Like what if Trump actually allies with Russia and China? How crazy would that be? Like a lot of the world feels like it's potentially just going to be carved up between two superpowers, uh, China and America, the two wealthiest countries, and it's not even close. It's not even slightly close. The rest of the countries are so far behind financially to America and China. You can see it on a chart. You can go look it up. It's China and it's America. And maybe Japan a little bit, maybe Germany a little bit. But again, they're way, way, way smaller in comparison. What is the last sold on this? Because it's saying this is $140. That's too much. That's crazy. The Hitmonchan was really expensive. Let's see. But so, if the United States left NATO and was just able to pick a new ally, I wonder what it would choose. Probably something that suited America. I don't know how it would work. Maybe America just doesn't have allies anymore. Maybe it'd just be like, we don't need them. Let's see. All right. But it gets back to that concept of, are you too nice at this point in existence? As an organism, have you become too nice? All right. This guy is not, wow. Wow, dude. He had sold for $100 twice. 100, 100. March 30th, he sold for 100. But we're not going to do that. I just think that's way too high. I'm going to do 75. So our price is actually quite a lot better than eBay on that particular card. The mountain make a foot invasion, so reckless. The real question is, do we think the ceasefire will hold? And if not, who will break it first? Ahem, Israel. What he did was strictly illegal. He broke world law, and NATO is only for defense, not attack. So there is no such thing as world law. That's what we're discovering. If he broke world law, why isn't he in world jail? Because there is no world jail. Who's going to enforce it? Who's going to enforce the so-called world law? Is NATO going to come arrest the American president? It turns out there is no such thing as international law because there's no international government. There's no one world government that can arrest the perpetrator. Trump has sort of made that more obvious. Like people to, oh, you can't blow up the power plants. That's a war crime. Who made these rules? We did. We made the rules. We sat down in our suit and coattails and said, no, we shall not do these things at war. We're too good for that. We're too good for that. And it's like just 100 years ago, that's exactly what we were doing. We're like, target all the power plants because that's how you win a war. And then later we're like, that's too mean. That hurts people. With no doy, it's a war. That's how it works. The purpose of a war isn't to be nice and then everyone kisses. It's to win. That's the only goal. And if you lose, you die. So there's no rules. If the way war works, you either win or you die trying, then there are no more rules. This is why there could be a rule that says Russia can't use a nuclear bomb on Ukraine. You think he's going to listen to that rule? No. He doesn't care. Wait, he's got, oh, okay. Here, like, let's say Ukraine is winning that war. Ukraine's actually beating Russia. There's been a big flip. Somehow Ukraine is beating Russia. You think Russia's going to be like, well, we signed a paper that says we won't lose a nuke. So go ahead and take me in and sentence me for war crimes. You think that's what Putin's going to do? He's going to use a nuke. There is no law that can be, um, what would be you cannot apply that law because there's no one who can enforce it. It's unenforceable. And that goes back to the nature of laws. Laws can only be real if they can be enforced. So laws only exist in a power, in a power dynamic where you have enough power to establish that law. They're otherwise just nice thoughts, aren't they? They're pretty much just people saying, hey, wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't it be nice if we were just nice to each other? Yeah, that would be nice. I think everyone thinks that would be nice. Here's Electrode 9. Let's see. They enforced the law by not entertaining his war ideas. Yeah, well, they can do that. They can say, we're not going to let you land on our bases or fly over our land. But the United States can also then say, okay, so then NATO's over. So, but again, that doesn't have anything to do with the law. That's just the nature of war. Like, it's a might makes rights issue. Everyone believes like there's this concept called morality and that you have to follow like human rights. Human rights. That's a very common one. The West, brilliant white people came up with human rights. Human rights. You're born and somebody staples a paper on your forehead as a baby and it says you get all these things. Nature didn't give you all those things. You just exist now. None of those things exist in the jungle. We just made them up and we said these would be nice. So this is the same way international law works. We come up with some rules, but it only comes down to what's enforceable. So you're right. Europe can say, hey, we don't like that you did this thing. And then the United States can say, why are we on the same team? It doesn't make any sense. Why are we on the same team, bro? All right, let's see. Let's grab this. United States could change teams. It could say, we're on Russia's team. It makes so much more sense. And then I don't think that'd be very good for Ukraine. I'd feel bad for Ukraine if we did that. So I don't want to see that anyways. So here's Mr. Tyler Davis. He says 2 Charmander slabs and Pikachu slab. Discord update reminder. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now you say you want the 2 Charmander slabs and the Pikachu slab. You got it. Here's a Charmander. Sent a small order. Ooh. Haven't got Zelle yet, but I'll look into it this evening. Zelle's very good. We got giveaways, and those giveaways are strictly Zelle only. So we got a couple old maid cards heading out. Guys, Pikachu's so nice. I love that Pikachu. And he's so cheap, too. That's what's nice about those old maid cards. Now, there's another Charmander. Where is he? Did I price him up today, or was he priced a different day? Anyways, I think Russia was the aggressor in the Ukraine war, so I'm not a big fan of that. I think that was dumb of him to do that, but that's war. You can literally just take land from people. And the only way to stop it is not with international laws. You have to have a military that's willing to go fight and die. That's it. Which Ukraine does have that, but they're from a financial and a manpower perspective, they're beaten. So they're on a limited timetable right now. They have to have the help of NATO. They have to, and NATO has to decide we're allies with each other and we're the enemies of Russia. And United States is busy dismantling a Russian ally And Europe says, no, 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 you can't do that. You can't do that. You can't even land on our bases, bro. I think that that's going to be Russia getting one step closer to taking Ukraine for real. I think it's a big blow. I don't even know why Europe did it. Like, why is Europe such a big fan of Iran? Iran's been a jerk to everyone for so long. Let's see. You have double of the one. I thought you did. So I have this one. I might have two of them because they come in pairs. I don't know. Did I put it in the box already? Here, let me write your name on these. Let's get these off the table and I'll go hunting for it. Okay, Tyler Davis. How does that make any sense? We're taking down one of Russia's biggest allies, and we're supposed to be winning this war in Ukraine. And Europe says, we don't want to help you take down a Russian ally. They must have some kind of motive, right? There must be something involved in that. Maybe they were making a lot of money with Iran. I don't know. And so they don't want that to change. They say, hey, that's our moneymaker. Or maybe they don't actually care about Ukraine, which I think that's very possible. There we go. All right. You have to wonder, like, does everyone in Europe actually want to see Ukraine win? Some might even say, like, Ukraine's not even part of NATO, so maybe it's not our business. All right, so let's go looking for that Charmander. Let me check in here first. Possible I put him in here. Priced a while ago, didn't see it sell. Okay, so that's a hint. He could be in this box right now. Aha! There's a Charmander, but he's in there for 45. No, that's an old one. That's been in there for a long time. Ah, that's also been in there a long time. You can tell by this. There must be another one because when I grade them with Old Maid, they come in pairs. That's an old one. It has an old sticker on it. Oh, let me check here. Let me make sure it's not in the. Oh, there he is. There he is. All right, look, we got him right here. You get this one right here, okay? All right, see. So you got the other one. We found the other one. Very nice, man. Dang, how wide did us? Throw credit. No, we got one. We got one. You're all good. Here you go, Tyler. One mare. One mare. What do you guys think? Do you think Europe's dedicated to actually overturning Russia's power grab in Ukraine? What do you think the feeling on that is right now in Europe? I don't actually know much about how Europe feels about it. All right, so let's take a fresh picture of all these three. Put it together like that so it looks fancy. How does that look, Mr. Tyler? All right. I suspect you're going to enjoy having these. So we pictured them together. Boop, boop, boop. There we go. All right. That's a big order. Next up, I think, in Europe, they're probably concerned about the cost of living a lot right now. That's probably the number one because I hear the cost of living is pretty rough. And some of that is due to high energy costs. Here's Miss Alexandra. She wants a Crimson Invasion, a Perfect Order, and a Mega Dream Japanese. But I guess that's true in the United States as well, isn't it? Wait, that's Phantasmal Flames. How did that get there? Here's Perfect Order. Crimson Invasion. Here we are. I'm sure that they're not interested in being sent off to war or drafted. I can tell you that. They probably definitely do not want that. Here's this. All right. I don't think that would happen anyways. I think Russia just wants some of Ukraine and then they want to bow out. I don't think Russia has, ambitions to take over Europe or anything like that. I don't think they have the manpower. I mean, their military and their men have already been degraded so roughly. We are. All right. Also, it's interesting to see how North Korea is not defending Iran that much. I wonder what North Korea is all about. We are. All right. Maybe they just don't want to get involved. He is a Dragonite. That was what I was saying earlier in the stream. I was saying, where are all of Iran's friends? They don't want to get involved. Here we go. Here's Staravia. Ooh. Thanks, Dedizard. It's Dedizard. Perfect order. You ready? Perfect order. A little dugong. All right, Miss Alexandra. Thank you for the order. Nothing too crazy. That Crimson Invasion's pricey these days, isn't it? Yeah, wait a second. I realized we didn't check your Crimson Invasions for the non-hollow Pikachu. There's a non-hollow Pikachu. We got to check for that. He's a really good card. So even if you get the non-hollow version, you should grade him. All right, let's see. A Selgor, Shellos, Mankey, Jangma. Oh, Carablast. All right. No luck. There we go. Ooh, wait a second. There we go. All right, Staravia and Dragonite. Boop. Let's see. Let's grab your bag. Here it is. Miss Alexandra. There we go. You're my favorite, Miss Alexandra. You know why? Because my middle name's Alexander. There you go. We have similar names, so we have to be friends because of that. Here's the Jungle Pack break. You can join that, guys. Oops. These Slabs always do that. Here's a little Tag 10 Voltorb Classic. I don't think that guy's going to sell for 75, to be honest with you. I'm going to lure that to 65. He's just not going to sell for 75. It's Voltorb. It's got to be cheaper. There it is. Okay, and the Manganami. Did we hit 40 likes? Not yet. We have this giveaway, but we got to hit 40 likes. Remember, 40 likes enters the activates the giveaway. 40 likes. It's always the same. Here's the trade slab. Did you know we have this lovely Gyarados trade slab? You can trade some cards, any of them, to get into this Gyarados trade slab. He's really nice. This is a nice one. Joseph Smith is in there. He bought directly in. That's because it's so nice this time. All right. Ooh, so humble. View your YouTube. Da 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 da. YouTube. It's 4/8. Oh man, it's almost payday for Mike's side. I gotta have some money for Mike's side, man. I gotta sell some Pokebonds. Well, what time is this? 2:24. We're barely started, guys. We got the whole day ahead of us. Let's grab some more slabs. Some more shabby patties. Look at this Pikachu, man. Wow, so nice. Oh, that's a 9, though. Oh, pity. What should we sell this Pikachu 9 for, huh? Do you guys like cheap 9s? I know Ivan likes cheap 9s. He was going real deep the other week. Here we are. Did you guys hear there's a new Malcolm in the Middle remake? Also, we're getting The Boys final season. Are you guys going to be watching The Boys final season? I really enjoy that show. I mean, sometimes it's cringy, sometimes it's not that good, but overall, it's fun to watch. The Boys. I feel like it's a very sort of like self-aware show. Oops, what did I just do there? Bring my stuff back. Okay, there we go. Dusclops 10, huh? So that's Diamond Pearl, Dusclops 10. The Boys is coming out. Are you guys going to be watching that? I'm going to be watching it. We don't know how it's going to end. Will Homelander die? Ooh. Wow, this is really expensive. What the hell? Let's see, I typed this in wrong. It's supposed to be Dusk Noir. Dusk Noir. It is. I don't really understand what he's supposed to be. He's like a pumpkin tummy or something like that. Dusk Noir. Let's type in Giratina. Giratina. He's from the Giratina half deck. I'm still not seeing him. Let's try half deck, maybe. Dusk Noir half deck. Half deck. Still can't find him. Let me go into sold. Perhaps all of them have sold. Oh, yes, they've all sold. That's what's going on. He last sold in auction for 100 right here. See that? That's April 5th or something. Oh, wait. There it goes. That's April 5th. Auction, $100. There's none for sale now. I'm going to bump him up from 100 because 100's pretty cheap, especially for a holographic Diamond Pearl card. This is a holographic Diamond Pearl Dust Noir. I'm excited for Malcolm. My favorite comedy as a show. I guess they couldn't get Dewey back in. How sad is that? I wish he yeah, I heard he's like studying literature in Harvard. And I get that that's probably important to him, but it's like, bro, this is culture, bro. Get your butt back in the game. Sad. They couldn't get Dewey. Is it Dewey? I think it's Dewey, right? I haven't watched the show in a long time, but my family watched that show too. Hopefully it's good, you know. It's probably a challenge. They have to have a format that works all the way in the future in 2026, because I don't think nostalgia alone is going to be it. Sprigatito. And it's going to be 017. Oh, hold on. I should probably just say Sprigatito McDonald's. It's a 9. It's probably like $10. All right, so let's see. It is Sprigatito 9 is $30. $30 for a 9? I'm going to do $26. It's very cute. Dewey went to high school. Yeah. Dewey came home. I read Dewey don't want nothing to do with acting anymore. That's just sad, isn't it? Come on, bro. Get your butt back in the game. Here's Fui Coco. He was just a kid when he did that acting, though, you know? So it's like now he's an adult and has a personality and he knows who he is, right? Like when you're a kid, you don't really have yourself figured out at all. It's virtually impossible because your brain's not even done developing. Fui Coco McDonald's. Old McDonald's had a. Okay. Do you think we're getting this card in English? McDonald's. Pikachu. We haven't seen it yet. We're already in April. No announcements. No announcements. We're in April. We know that there's a McDonald's thing coming up, though, right? Didn't they say there would be a McDonald's collab? Okay. Read my message correctly. Dewey went to my high school. Oh! It's a little bit of a different message than what I read the first time. He went to your high school. That's cool, man. That's so cool. Maybe he got Harvey Weinstein. Nah, I doubt that. I'm sure he just got older and said, you know what? I don't even like acting. It's just not me. Okay, let's see. Probably not. Child actors, man. Here's Ivan Rodriguez, Pikachu 9. Oh, Ivan's right there. I didn't even know you were here, man. Here you go, Ivan Rodriguez. Can't say no to that Pikachu. He's probably underpriced, right? I didn't look up the price on this one. He's probably underpriced. Probably a great deal. Nobody's got Pikachus. All right, so here's Sprigatito as well. Ooh, McDonald's Sprigatito. McDonald's Fui Coco. This is not any McDonald's Fui Coco. This is the McDonald's Fui Coco that goes with the McDonald's Pikachu. They're a pair. They go together. They're all part of the same group. So that's nice, isn't it? McDonald's has not done an agreement yet with Pokemon. That's why there is a delay. Oh, okay. Ivan, the ultimate sniper. Let's see. Ivan sounds like a name of somebody who could have been a sniper. Let me hit refresh. No, it's you, TRG. All right, let's see. Mr. Jaded, I see you're playing around with the website a little bit. Whoa, what? Hold on, wait a second. Jaded sent me like a penny message. Can you cancel the consignment for Squirtle and Meowth Old Maid, tag 10s, and give to Miss Alexandria? All right, so it sounds like we need to cancel something and give to Miss Alexandria. Is that right? I'm a little confused. Cancel consignment. Oh, consignment for tag 10 Squirtle and Meowth Old Maid. Consignment. Okay. You're just giving it to Alexandria? Oh, I hear what you're saying. I cannot do that. I can ship the cards to you, and then you can ship them to Alexandria. That's all I can do for you in this case. We are. So let me go find them. So you're welcome to give them to her, but you must ship it to her from your home. When it comes to consignment. All right, let's see. Let us see. That is Mr. Jaded, right? We are. Mister, there's a XY Pika you have on the table. Can you check the PSA pop on it? I know what you're talking about. Are you talking about the breakpoint one? He's like 690, and I almost feel like that price is not real. Hey, Mr. Jaded, I'm looking for this. Let's see. Are you sure these have not already stolen? I'm trying to remember. Let me grab this. Ugh. This is the last group. They're not in here. They're not in here. You might have already sold it. He said consignment for tag 10, Squirtle, and Meowth and give to Miss Alexis. So Jaded, they're not in my group. You might have already sold them if they were in consignment. Let me go looking for them. Is there like a picture of them in Discord? I'm very confused now. Let's see. The website keeps preventing me from placing orders. Not sure what I'm doing wrong. Every now and then somebody says they're having the same issue and then they figure it out right afterwards. So I'm not sure what could be going wrong. But you're always welcome to purchase in the old style. You know the old style? We are. What's crazy is I've never placed an order on my own website, so I don't actually know what the troubleshooting would look like. PSA 8 is $53. That's why I ask. Well, when it comes to like a good card, especially maybe just a common, we can't judge it by the PSA 8s. So that's true. Like Dark Flareon, right? Dark Flareon is like an $800 card now. I'm betting the PSA 8 is very similar to what you just described. It's probably just $80 or something. Okay. Let's see. So that's not a good judge of anything. When it comes to commons, people only want 10s, you know? Let me see if my suggestion is true. Maybe it'll be like 100 or something, right? I don't know what dark flaring goes for these days. Or light flaring, I mean light flaring, not dark flaring, light flaring. Yeah, so you can buy a PSA 8 light Flareon for like $40. See? But if you look up the PSA 10 price of them, it's going to be some absurd, like, I don't know, like $500 or $1,000. All right, so here is the PSA 10 of the same card. So that's not a very good judge of things. We don't know why that Pikachu from Breakthrough is so damn expensive. Might just be, well, the thing is, it actually sold at that expensive price. That's what's so weird about it. It actually sold at that price. There's a picture on Discord, but they don't indicate sold. Huh. Let me grab this. You said it's consignment, right? Let me go to the consignment channel. We're troubleshooting with you. Where's my consignment channel? It would be, here it is, consignment. We have a different picture for consignment. All right, let me scroll through here, all right? I'm looking. You say in the consignment channel, there's a picture. I'm scrolling through it right now. Okay, I have just scrolled through the consignment channel and I did not see those there. So those are not in the consignment channel. So now I'm not sure what you're looking at. Mr. Jada, do you have a store credit? I have something here that says Jaded needs pictures. That's interesting to me. PSA 9 is 200. Oh, so humble. Grab that. Do you have a private channel? You've got a private channel. Ah, you have a private channel, Mr. Jaded. I see you have a Squirtle and you have a Meowth. Oh, so Jaded, that is a private channel, not a consignment picture. And if you would like to give those to Miss Alexandra, I'm open-minded to helping you with that, okay? If you prefer to give those to Miss Alexandra. All right, so now you know. But again, that's in the private channel, not in the consignment channel. Let me know if you're still wanting to do that. Meant to say they're in my Discord, but don't remember them selling. Well, yeah, they never sold because that's just your private channel. No one can see it but you. Yeah, you're welcome to give those away if you'd like. I thought something else was going on. All right. Here's Team Rocket Grunt. He says, "Let me get one hot snipe, live customs." Mr. Team Rocket Grunt, let me because you're a big enjoyer of the breaks. Let me mention the new rules. So the new rules are for Pokeshuffle, any slab over $50, over 50, it now ticks down by 2 spots, $10. Okay, if you re-roll it. Obviously, if you keep it, you just keep the whole value. So we're changing that to slow down the re-rolls a little bit. And then same with the live customs. Anything over $200, it clicks down by 2. So that would be 50, okay? I was asking AI about that last night. I was like, man, we get a lot of re-rolls. And I told it how our product worked. And it said, when some people get lucky and they get like up to $100, they're re-rolling it at 95% because you're only clicking down by $5. I was like, doy. So it's very nice to re-roll if you've got $100 slabs or something like that, and you're re-rolling for like 95% value. Oops. All right. Meant to say they're in my Discord, but don't remember them selling. Wanted to give them to Alexis. Oh, I'm sorry. I might have misread it. Yes, we can give them to Alexis. Boom. All right. So we'll go find them and give them to Alexis then. Ready? He said one, right? Oh, you did it. You sniped one Urshifu. There you go, Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. So let's grab it back. So, when you pull a big hit out of the box, you're still welcome to keep all that value in that slab. But re-rolling will be a riskier endeavor now. And this will make it so that it's just, there's more drag basically that stops it from lasting forever. There it is. There we go. Yeah, I described my product to AI, and AI was like, bro, they're re-rolling at 95% when they get a hit. Here's JC. It's me again. 2 more boxes of English Nikke. Before we get that box of English Nikke, I'm going to go grab these 2 slabs and give them to Alexis. I'll be right back. It will take a second. All right, I'm back. Mr. Jaded, I didn't see any slabs for you. You sent me on the goose hunt, bro. All right. Oh, Austin Albert. Albert Austin. I also checked for Austin Albert, but it appears I grabbed Albert Austin. So Sorry that took a while. Look, we're down to 44 viewers now because I stepped away from the screen. Look how people leave the moment I'm not there. I went looking for it and it wasn't even there. All right, Mr. Jaded. I don't know if you already shipped them. I don't know if you already gave them away or something, or I don't know if it got missorted. Maybe it got missorted. Let's see. Let's look up Jaded. Jaded, you shipped on 3/25, bro. It also says it was delivered on 4/2. You just shipped and received your cards. Really weird. I got my slabs except those 2 old maids. Why didn't you start with that? You should have said that. Were you like trying to get me to go check in the middle of the stream? Is that what you were doing? All right. So you should have started with that. We could do a hunt or something. I don't know. Maybe you already gave them away in the past or something. So we can go looking. We have to do a little investigation. Contact me on Discord about it, okay? All right, 2 boxes of English Nikke. Bro. We are? Yeah, you should have said I had 2 slabs not show up in my shipment. There we go. Very nice. It takes so much to go get those slabs out of the shipping area. It's so far away from this room. It's kind of ridiculous. I wish I could put it closer to this room. There's no comfortable place to put the shipping area in this home, though. That isn't in that other room, so. All right, Jonathan Chen just power washed my first mini mansion. $1,500 in 4 hours. You're making more money than me. That's it. I'm quitting. Power washing time, baby. $1,500 in 4 hours. What? We are. What is that, like $400 an hour? Is it just me or is the audio different? Snipping this. All right, very nice. Grabbing these. Power wash simulator rules. Ready? Here's a hollow. Here's this girl. Ooh. All right. Here's a hollow. Here's this girl in her underpanties. Here's this girl. All right. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow as well. What's up, Daniel Berry Sports Highlights? Here's this glass window. Okay. Here's a hollow. I'm still in the middle of cleaning. Sorry, can't interact with chat. Nice. I gotta do some cleaning, man. There's so much dust in this room. Wish I could hire like a girl to come in like a French maid outfit and like clean my whole room of all of its dust. All right. Did you open the metal one with Doro TB full art? No. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. There we go. So box number 1, no ciggies, no ciggies. Okay. Box number 2. I'll contact you later. Miss Alexis did superb packing. Nice. Bro, you made me step away from the stream, bro. I thought that they existed and they were there. We are. Gotta be careful with that. It's costly for me to step away. Put this here. All right. I gotta be more careful. So that's what I'm saying. It's like being a bartender and everyone wants your attention. You gotta be careful you gotta be careful to focus on you gotta prioritize like people who are waiting for their products. Mistress pissed. I wouldn't want to do that 2 times. That's a subject that could be done after the stream. Oops. but I was going to do it in the middle of the stream so we could take a picture for Alexis and give her the slabs. But I didn't know that it was a case of a missing slab subject. There we go. All right, and here are these. Here we are. There we go. All right. Hack background noise, rappers, is definitely muffled. Can you hear that? Something happened yesterday with the audio. YouTube like changed, or the iPhone changed, or something changed, and it's been hard getting the sounds to be right. Let me try playing around with the microphone one more time. Hold on. All right, so I placed the microphone on automatic. Let me know if automatic sounds better. Previously, we had the microphone on standard. We are one little, two little, three little Nikkes. This is the best we could get it to work without isolation. I've changed it over to something called automatic. All right, here's this. Here's this. It does show me an option for wide microphone, but it's blocked out. You can't click on it. Here we are. Here's a hollow. Yesterday, out of nowhere, it started isolating to only my voice. And I'm not a super big fan of that. And then we started playing around with it, and we reached a point. See, listen, how does that sound? Last night during the stream, it wouldn't even let me change the microphone. It was stuck to isolation and nothing else. Automatic puts it into isolation, sounds better, but not ASMR pack sounds. Can't hear the rappers at all anymore. So that's what's changed. I bet you the microphone was always in automatic mode, always. And I bet you most recently it has decided to isolate only my voice. I don't know why it does that. I don't want it to do that. And it's just another annoying thing the iPhone seems to be doing without my permission, just like when it changes the colors on the screen. I don't like that either. Um, all right, wait a second. So have we already pulled three? Room for one more, maybe a signature in here, JC. Room for one more hit. Oh, well, it is Anis. Damn, dude, she's got some giant hooters. All right, she got some giant calcium cannons. iPhone sucks. Yeah, freaking iPhone, bro. Maybe we could test Streamlabs. Yeah, that's true. We haven't done Streamlabs in a long time. Although I've gotten really used to using the YouTube app. The YouTube app's been kind to me. All right, no Siggy this time. This one's probably a decent pull though. All right, because I bet you that card sells for a little bit in a 10. There we go. How much is the Jungle Pack split? $37, just like the last one. The last one, if you recall, was like a long crimp pack, and nothing really crazy came out of it. So we're hoping for a good pull in this next one. I like the Jungle Packs. I think the Jungle Packs actually provide an enormous chance for value because the unlimited Pikachu sells for hundreds of dollars in a 10. Hundreds. Like it goes for almost like $400 in a 10, I think. And that's the value of the whole pack. So it's like, dang, you're telling me we could pull one Pikachu and he's a common card and the whole pack is paid for? Like, that's pretty good. So we're going to run a second jungle pack just back to back. I had another one ready to go. We are. Jonathan Cham, new bag. Baggy number 2. Thanks for the big orders today, man. Really appreciate it. Here's Psyduck. Here's the new Mickey Mouse break. This is Bubblegum Mickey Mouse. It's from 1935. Have you ever wanted to have a card so old it's 100 years old? Here it is. This is a break that costs $20 to get into. Your odds are 1 in 11. Okay, and meow. All right. Mark J. Valerian says for 10 Pokeshuffles. Yes, sir. 10 Pokeshuffles. Okay. No noise, so it's good. 1, 2, 3. Does my voice sound better in isolation? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I like the sounds. I like the crinkling packs. I like the music in the background. I like all that. Maybe we could test Streamlabs, see if it gives you better options. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So you pulled one drowsy. Now remember, the rules have changed on rerolls. Rerolls, anything below $50, it clicks down by $5 when you reroll. If it's above $50, it clicks down by $10. So your reroll is $10 lower than the value of the slab as posted on the slab. 1, 2, 3. Oh, what am I doing? I think I started explaining all that. My brain went into grab another round mode. Okay, here we are. We're going over here. Too much muscle memory. Mr. Drowsy. Mr. Drowsy. Here he is. So he's 45. So you can re-roll him for 40. Your package was delivered. Rapidash. Did I buy Rapidash? I don't remember buying a Rapidash. Let me check purchases. I'll keep it. Sounds good. Yeah, we're making re-rolls a little bit tougher because we realized we were letting people re-roll cards for more than like 90%. They were re-rolling at like 95%. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like 90% is already a really high number. 95% is like a perfect recursive re-roll. Mark J. Valerian. The truth is, it probably ought to be at 75%. That's probably what the whole thing should be. Just like just like how we do consignment. What's the new reroll value? I'm gonna make it real simple. Okay, I told you earlier, but you might have not heard me. So it's gonna work just like this. So anything, we'll do it like a line like this. Okay, this will be the 0, 50, and 100. All right, ready? So anything on this side of the line, you lose $5 when you re-roll it. So if it's less than $50, you lose $5. But on the other side, it's $10. So it clicks down by $10. So let's say you re-rolled this Pikachu right here. He's $80. You would not get, in the past, you would have gotten a $75 as the re-roll. That's how it used to work. Now you would just get 70. Not a big change, but it's enough to create more drag and more risk for the re-roll. So now you will be tempted to keep it instead of re-rolling. It's not a big change. Again, it's just a small thing. Here was the problem. The reroll was always meant to be 95 or 90%, right? The reroll was always supposed to be 90%. Well, let's say your name is Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. You pull a full $100 card out of the box. Well, if you're re-rolling it at only -5, you're actually re-rolling at 95%, which is really crazy when you think about it. So people who were getting an $80 card, an 85, a 90, a $95 card out of that box, they were re-rolling at virtually 95%. It's really crazy. So we're just getting it closer to 90% like it was supposed to be. And this system is basically just a really simple system because I don't want to do the math. Like let's say you pull an $85 card out. I don't want to do a 90% math on that. And what if there's leftovers? What if there's like $1 leftover? I don't want to give you $1 store credit. It's just silly. So that's the new system. Above 50 -10, below 50 -5. There we go. Damn, this Pikachu's 80. He's a nice Pikachu. All right. So now we've got Team Rocket Grunt, another shot at the Rayquaza. By the way, it works the same way for the other box I should mention since you're buying live customs. So it's going to work like this for the live customs. You have 400, 0, and 200. So on this side, it's 50. On this side, it's 25. All right. So just like that. So for the live customs, the splitting point is 200. Below 200 is 25. Above 200 is 50. Okay. So there you have it. I imagine the background noise is important in shorts. Yeah, let's fix that, huh? So we're going to go back to standard mic. So interesting. When I set it to automatic, YouTube chooses isolation. Weird. Custom booster patch notes. Yeah, these are the patch notes for the custom boosters. All right. Good luck. Oops. We got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2. Ready? He said 2, right? 1, 2. Ah, no luck this time. I'm sorry, man. No luck. Gotta have some luck. Here's Azumeru. He's actually a nice little poker pull, though, right? That seems like a pretty gradable poker card to me. We gotta get a fresh poker pack out to fill up these live customs. We ought to put another live custom card in there. Do we have anything worth putting in the live customs? I swear we need something nice in there. Ooh, maybe a McDonald's Pikachu. Do they have a McDonald's Pikachu? Maybe this Houndoom. Doesn't that Houndoom look insane? He looks so good, dude. Let's take a quick look at this Houndoom. All right. I need to grade more cards. I don't think I can keep up with the demand that is coming out of the custom boosters, which is where a lot of the money is going now. Our stream last night collected a lot of its money. Uh, a lot of it did come from booster pack openings, but a surprising amount of it just came out of live customs and Pokeshuffles, which people were having a blast with. I mean, you could tell people were really liking it. All right, I really like this card. He is surprisingly affordable, though. He's going to go into the Pokeshuffles. Custom booster patch notes. What's important is sound quality. We're in standard microphone again. How does it sound to you guys? Do you like it? Are you going, ooh, I love it? Actually, you know, I think we're going to do a slightly higher price on this guy. He's going to get a special higher price because it's the same deal like if I sold him on the table. I'm pretty sure I could sell him at this price. Like we could do a break on him. Some cards are just like in a whole nother tier, like this card right here. Somebody will pull that for 60 and say, I'll keep it to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So Houndoom is like tier 1. He's S tier. He's A tier. Houndoom. T10. All right. Or you can just re-roll them. Okay. Good. That Pikachu is not for sale, by the way. Somebody owns it. Albert Austin. I'm putting him up here. All right. Into the Pokeshuffle as it goes. We need a card for the live costumes. Like Clefairy, maybe. Clefairy for 100. That would definitely get re-rolled, though. I feel like somebody would re-roll that. Oop. iPad's running out of battery there. We need more expensive slabs, it's looking like. I can rely on maybe like live custom. I can rely on poker cards, maybe. What do we have here? Maybe we got something in here. Yeah, see, look, these are okay. We could put, we could put one of Quip's drawings in there. Although I think I would feel sad if it got re-rolled, so I can't do that. They'd be like, I don't want it. Re-roll it. Imagine it got re-rolled down to like 50. Ugh. There it is. All right. So Gengar is a surprisingly expensive 10, but it makes sense. There's a lot of Gengar mania out there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All right. The very hard to grade Trick or Trade Gengar. You can pull this card, but to get him to actually grade 10 takes many tries. All right. Mister, where did you get that price for that Houndoom? I don't see any less 460. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. Yeah? That makes sense to me too, actually. Is this no, I mean I found one. You just need to look harder. Wait, was he English or was he Japanese? He was Japanese, wasn't he? Yeah, he's Japanese. My price was correct. You scared me there though. My price was right. One, two, three. And now a couple of these SRs. I was looking at English. Yes. Yeah, the English one's hella pricey, man. They're like, I'll take that card for $1 million. All right, there we go, guys. We're building up the live customs a little bit. That is part of our job, is to make sure the box fills back up. All right, put that in there. Put this in here. The next order comes from Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. Hopefully some luck in the Pokeshuffles. 5 Pokeshuffles. All right, good luck in there. You've had some pretty incredible luck. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. The sad reality of the Pokeshuffles is sometimes they miss. 5 cold ones. Team Rocket Grunt. Sorry, man. All right. They're more fun when you're getting big runs with like $300. Okay, now let me take a look at this. We have a Miss Alexander Noor order. I believe we already took care of that one, so that's been finished. Now we have an order from Mr. Jeff Leon. He says 1 prismatic. Here you go, Jeff. 151 surprise times 7. At 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 5 Sneaker Bunko Volume 2s. Okay, we got some Sneaker Bunko volumes. What about this? Is this also Sneaker Bunko? Oh, yes. Already there. Did I miss my order? This is your order right now. Oh, yes. There you go, Jeff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5. There goes. Oops. Putting this in here. Let's see what that promo was. The promo is always exciting, isn't it? Boom. Oh, you got the little chocolate hat lady. There it goes. All right. So it's all for you, Mr. Jeff. Let's see what we got. Gotta pay attention to those box toppers. Let me close this. Mister, I sent a new order. Oh, really? How long have you been waiting on it? Oh, I see. You're after Jeff. You're right after Jeff, Miss Alexandra. You're good. There we go. Snipping on these. Snipping on these. Yeah, last night was nuts for the Pokeshuffles and for the live customs. I think they proved that you can get very lucky in there and have like jackpot moments. There it goes. I got my slabs today. I'll send for the other 3 slabs tomorrow. Nice. Here's at you. Now, Alexis doesn't officially ship till Friday, though. Gloom popping out. Not bad. Okay, we got a little Gloom. I think people really like Gloom. I noticed that. Like, I think they like Gloom more than Vileplume. Master Ball Sandslash 2 is a good box. Nice. And Blasty Boy. All right, good round there. Prismatic. Picking up just some hollows. Here's Sneaky Bunko. Ooh, 1 chocolate girl. Ooh. Here's a hollow. That's the Megumin girls or something. Here's Booty Cheeks girl. This girl with a witch's broom or something. I don't know what she's got. Here's Bunny Girl. Are there really girls who dress up in those bunny suits? Why have I never seen them? Yeah. I bet you Asia's got girls who dress in those bunny suits. I'm living in the wrong country, bro. There we go. We got Hooters, I guess. I don't know. Hooters kind of feels like a marker. All right, so what do we have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, a 5. You also get this box topper. And some of those commons are kind of valuable. Is Natasha Nataska Wanil? I don't know how to say your name. Yeah, tough name. It's Nat. Hey, what's up, Nat? There we go. Microphone turns me on. What? Look at this goofball. That is a gym break. Nobody has joined it. This is a gym break. Here's Rayquaza. He's up to 4. He's popular. Take a look. Shining Rayquaza. He's got a long way to go. He's a rare candy break. He's a big card, but he's popular. Look at that. Already up to 4. 2 English Crimson. So the English Crimson is one of my favorite under the radar sets for Sun and Moon. This set has a really nice Gyarados in it, but it also has a really, really, really good Pikachu in it that nobody talks about. It's Chibi Pikachu, and it's so cute. Natasha O'Neill. Oh my God, you're so much better at this than me. When are you going to come take over? There it is. That's the Pikachu. Now, what you want to do is you want to pull him as a reverse hollow, but non-hollow is good too. You're still going to do well with the non-hollow. Oh, you did so well. Look at you. You're pulling Gyarados. Rawr. You're pulling Magikarp. Rawr. You got a Como-O. Okay. He's okay. But then look at this. So this is why you open Crimson, guys. We got some on the menu. I think it's 21 a pack. And you can pull this cute little Pikachu out. And when he grades 10, he goes for a lot of money. So even if you're just interested in the flip, it's a good flip. I have that Pikachu in a reverse. Yeah, he's cool, man. I like him a lot. All right. Wow, man. Do I get a free pre-grade? Why not? You want a free pre-grade on what? Pikachu, maybe? White dot, white dot, white dot, white dot. Off-centering left to right. Maybe an 8. All right, Miss Alexandra. Here we are. Sorry. You could try again. You know, just because he came out with some white dots doesn't mean every single one of them do. But also, you know, there's a reverse hollow to go after as well, if you think about it. Yeah, that's a cool set, man. It's a joke. Oh, that's okay. Okay, so let's see. We have completed that. Completed. Let's delete these unnecessary emails. Let's check the time, 1:47. We can keep going. Here's Mr. JC. One more box of English Nikke for tonight. My gambling addiction is kicking in. Let me go get some, okay? I'm gonna get some of that. I'm gonna get some more sneaker bunko for Jeff too. Here we are. Ta-da! I have returned. I'm honestly happy about the Magikarp and his evolution. Yeah, it's pretty cool, isn't it? Ooh. Get one of those for you. Surely this is going to have a signature in it. Surely. Good. Good. I do love Nikke openings. There's that. All right. Look at all that. Good that I'm done with this set. Because otherwise you'd be getting the itch. Maybe I should try. Hey, you could always use a second signature of the card you already own. What if you pull the ultra rare? All right. And a sneak. Good. All the snips are in. Good. I pulled my SEC. Never pull one again. Hey, you never know. You never know. Here's a hollow. They're out there somewhere. It's not impossible. In fact, the fact that you already pulled one is proof that you could pull another one. Let's see. Here's a hollow. Here's a hollow. Here's. There you go. Good thing you bought one more box. By the way, this is a 100% fresh case. Remember, JC, not JC, remember, Jeff, you pulled a card just like this the other day. That was from a box from the previous case that was only left over as booster packs. So this is the first signature out of the new case. Now, the new case should have a couple signatures in it. Should I buy another case of this stuff? This stuff sells so consistently. It's really crazy, actually. This sells as consistently as a Pokemon set. I have people here in Dallas that do not allow me to sell tacos at their events because my lines be too long and they only want their family to sell food. Are you saying your competition doesn't like it? I don't like that, man. I don't like it when a competition tries to block you. That ain't right. That happens a lot in business, you know. Your competition starts to use like laws and barriers to try and stop their competitors from getting in. Ooh. Yes, but I was out here first. Nice. Here you are. Here's a hollow. I went to Dallas. It was pretty cool, man. You know what I remember the most about Dallas? Dallas had like this not intersection. It had like this highway system that was like stacked 5 times high. It'd be like, you'd be like 10 stories up on a highway in Dallas. And we don't have that out here in Missouri. We don't have anything like that. But they need that to handle all the traffic. So you got like these interstates, these highways that are way up in the sky, and a big ass flag right next to it too, a big American flag. It was very nice. But the sun's very different in Dallas. Did you know that? So if you've never been to Missouri, it's different. When you're in Dallas, the sun almost has a certain kind of glare to it. It's hard to describe. Like the sky is more yellow. It's almost like a mist, like a yellow mist, and it's hotter. You can feel the heat. So there's like a yellow mist from the sun in the sky, like a blur. You don't have that in Missouri. That doesn't exist. It's almost like gentler in Missouri. It's nicer in a if you don't like the heat kind of way. There we go. And that was in September. Our September was like 20 degrees cooler than yours at the time that we went. Here we are. Coming from LA, yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Here we are. All right, Mr. Johnson. So you experienced a change in climate too when you got over there. I hear a lot of business happening in Dallas, though, man. People's dreams are being made. There's a ton of immigration into Dallas and into Florida because those are the no tax states. And businesses relocate there. And you know what comes with businesses? Good paying jobs. And you know what comes with good paying jobs? Workers who get paid a lot. And you know what happens when people get paid a lot? They buy stuff. And so it's like this awesome, economic domino effect. That's why taxes, they're good, but they have to be competitive. I shared a story in our politics channel in Discord where I pointed out there was a brand new story. Yamaha Motors, Yamaha, the makers of like Sea-Doos, or actually, theirs are called Wave Runners. They got like the dirt bikes, they got boats, they got everything really. They just moved their headquarters out of California and into Georgia, which Georgia is one of those states that's kind of growing too right now. Even though they're not a tax-free state, their taxes are really reasonable. It's like 5%. And so you see this company that's been in California for 50 years and it relocated into Georgia, probably not just to avoid taxes, but probably because the workers don't want to pay those taxes either. There's corporate tax and then there's individual income tax. So there's so much opportunity. In Georgia, apparently, it's very lovely. They've got the ocean, probably hotter though, but they've got the ocean too. Not as many hurricanes as Florida, I've heard, and a little bit of taxes though. So South Carolina and Georgia, very popular right now. Mister, I cried the other day because it's going so good. I'm grateful for everyone. Ants Taco, I experienced something very similar. I didn't cry. You're not allowed to cry, Ants Taco. You got to keep your man card. But I experienced a very crazy feeling when I began this stream 7 years ago. And I turned the stream. One day I logged out of the stream. I finished for the night. I'd finished everyone's order. It'd been a crazy night. There was a huge pile of trash to my left, huge pile. And I looked into my PayPal account and I had pulled in like $5,000 in one stream. And I was like, what the fuck? I couldn't believe it. And I was like, is this just going to keep going? Like, is this going to happen tomorrow too? And of course it did. And it was like discovering the fountain of youth or something. Like I was like, I cracked the code. I discovered the secret. like something had happened. Like I had a dramatic change in life at that point. My status in life dramatically changed, and it happened very fast. And it's because I discovered something that you have to go on a little bit of a experimental run to discover. So that's why it really pays to be out there taking some kind of risk, experimenting with a potential business or experimenting with, hey, what can I do to make money? What can I try that's new? Like if you guys listening right now, if some of you guys are at home and you're stuck in a very routine job that doesn't pay very well, get out there and experiment. Go try a new job. Go meet some people who are succeeding and hang out around them and be like, what did you do to succeed? Go spend some time out of your home, away from Netflix, away from the video games, away from the couch potato situation. Uh, that's what I did when I started this stream. I had a very comfortable lifestyle already, by the way. I was the game economist. I had a lot of attention. I was already kind of famous in the Monster Hunter community. So like people would be like, whoa, he's talking to me, and I was making good money. I was making like 80,000 a year. That was good money for me. I was shockingly good money. I mean, I was like, I can't believe it. At the time I was like, I made it. I'm making 80K. And then I started experimenting with this idea that I'd had many years ago about selling things on YouTube rather than on eBay, and it just all of a sudden it worked. So I was experimenting around that time, and it changed my life. I mean, imagine with $80,000 a year, you're doing like, I don't remember, it was like 200 to $600 a day in ad revenue and in donations. But then I started selling the cards live, which was a brand new idea back then. No one was doing it, not on YouTube. And all of a sudden I've sold like $5,000 worth of cards. And if you have a profit margin of just like 30%, I mean, let me tell you what that comes out to be. So let's say you have a profit margin of 30, let's say 35%, because back then it was actually a better profit margin. All right. $1,750 in a night. And you multiply that by, let's say you're working 350 days a year. Look at that. Look at that outcome. Your profit margin. That's your income. But of course, I wasn't doing as good as that every night. But yeah, I mean, I had some really good years. Like the year Evolving Skies came out, whoo, I made some decent money that year. So, one live custom for Mr. Team Rocket Grunt. You ready? Here goes. One live costume. Here goes. The saucy up. I managed to pay my rent in advance a couple months from being behind. I started my business because Mr. always pushed us to get money. Man, you gotta get uncomfortable and make money. I think you gotta experiment. I think the world changes. You got to look at trends. You got to look at opportunity. Did I already do this? Wait. Here goes. Oh, one Squirtle Poker Red. That's a big pull. Did I already pull his card? I don't remember now. Wait, before we service this, I didn't already service your live custom. I don't think I did, right? We were talking, I was talking passionately, obviously. So I couldn't remember. I didn't already do his live custom, right? I only did his Pokeshuffles, I'm pretty sure. And the Pokeshuffles were cold, right? I could rewind the stream, but I'm doo-doo brain, so maybe you guys just remember. Here it is. All right. Yeah, my thoughts when it comes to talking about stuff, I've always thought about how we should always talk a little bit about people, improving their lives and getting better jobs or better income, or maybe like changing careers to what you care about. Because the way I see it, I try to help people improve their Pokemon card collections. Some people think it's luck to get a good collection. It's really not. It's actually a function of your income. So you have to have a good income to have a good Pokemon card collection, right? Like if you have $100 to spend on booster packs, you'll never catch up to the guy who has $1,000 to spend on booster packs, no matter who thinks they have better luck or not. All right, let me just rewind the stream, I guess. Is no one talking? All right, so let me rewind the stream. I got to make sure I didn't already pull his live custom for him. I was hoping somebody would just remind me. So let's see. What did I actually do? Rewind. I'm talking, I'm yapping, I'm just yapping. Looks like I only serviced his Pokeshuffle, so you are definitely getting this poker card, huh? You're a lucky dog today. Are you watching? Is Team Rocket Grunt here? It's hard to rewind. You did Pokeshuffle? Yeah, I confirmed it as well. I couldn't remember because I was like so distracted by the conversation, because it's a good conversation. When I was younger, I had no money. I came from poverty. I ran away from home. I had no money. And, you run into stories like this where people had like a very tough childhood and then they get better later in life. It gets much better. And I got a lot of great advice from the books I was reading. So you could say, guys who are already more successful than me gave me good advice. So I try to pay that forward a little bit. I try to share some of that stuff I learned when I was younger. That's a keep for sure. Smart choice, man. Look at that squirrel. Ace of hearts, everybody. And it's red deck. Whoa! Here you go, Mr. Team Rocky Grunt. How do you feel about those live customs, man? They're pretty extreme. Live customs and Pokeshuffles have become some of the most popular products on the menu. They're sort of like breaks, like the ones we're hosting on the table right now. They're just interesting because you get to know the outcome instantly. I don't read. What book would you recommend to me? So I honestly don't read a lot either. I say I read, but what it truly is audiobooks. And there's so many good audiobooks out there that can help you improve like how you think about the world and how you organize yourself and like how to set goals and how to strategize, I guess. But there's just a lot of those books. I have an artist who I used so I've read a lot of audiobooks, but there was one guy who I kind of remembered because he was so useful at transferring information very rapidly. And I'm going to give you his name. So this guy right here, it's Tom Butler Bowden. And what he does, oh, it says right there, the greatest books distilled. So what you can do is you can listen to he has a variety of series like this where he distills all the best ideas in the books into more like a cliff notes. And then if what you can do is you can listen to those, and if you like one of the books, like if you're like, hey, that book applies directly to what I'm doing or what I struggle with or what I would like to improve, you can then go get the full book and listen to that whole book. So he's real good with that. And the only downside to his stuff is he does kind of cover a lot of older books. So, there's newer, more modern books that are more maybe like immediately applicable to like, like our new post internet, post AI kind of world. But the classics can be good to listen to just because they touch on certain ideas that, or like just hearing like the history of how like business strategy evolved. Your brain grasps more and more ideas. Your brain grasps ideas about money too. Like you begin to realize like how did rich guys get rich, right? How did they truly get rich? They discovered that it's all about leveraging other people's time. That's how it works. You create a business and then you don't run it, some other guy runs it. And if you got a good product, you got to get it in front of more people. You need a better distribution center. So, like, you've got a Walmart and people love Walmart. Well, then you need a Walmart in Dallas. You need a Walmart in Los Angeles. You need a Walmart in St. Louis. And then you need other people to run it. So it's one man leveraging everyone else's time. And all of a sudden, and he only takes a small cut of their time, but he takes some of that profit for himself. And all of a sudden, he's a billionaire. That's how you do it. So you're selling like tacos, right? And I said this, you can become a millionaire if you sell 1 million tacos for $1 of profit. So you sell 1 million at $1 profit. Now you have $1 million. Well, what if you get yourself and somebody you hired selling tacos together? You sell them at your stand. He sells his tacos at the Houston convention. So now you're doubling the amount of customers you're distributing to, and he gives you a little kickback, right? Because it's your system, and he just wants to be an employee. He doesn't want to be an owner, which is also the power of understanding why you want to be an owner. It's better to be an owner of a thing than to be someone's employee because you're always kicking back to the owner. But there are scenarios where being an executive is very good, or being a CEO of a company that you don't own is very good, right? The shareholders own it, or the board of directors, or something like that. But you see now, it's all about leveraging other people's time. You have a finite amount of time that you can only do so much in your time. When you get somebody else to do some of your work, it helps you. And some people prefer to be workers or employees. Some people want to be owners. There are downsides to being an owner. Like I would say, if you're an owner and something goes wrong, you do get attacked as the owner. So you'll be attacked if something goes wrong. So like if you're serving tacos and somebody gets, let's say somebody gets like a foodborne illness from your taco and they actually die from it, their family will then sue you for every dollar that you own. So being the owner, if you're just the employee, the owner gets sued and you just go get a different job at a different taco shop. If you're the owner of the taco shop, you're sued for the wrongful death of somebody. So that is the downside to being the owner. It's called taking on risk. That's why a lot of people don't want to be owners. A, they don't want to work 50, 60, 70 hours a week. B, they don't want to be sued. They don't want to be responsible when someone dies or trips on your taco stand and they say, hey, I broke my leg on your taco stand because you didn't have a warning sign in front of it that says, hazard, I might trip. So there are risks to being the owner. And that's another thing for you to learn about, like insurance. If you get a good company going, you got to have some insurance policies for that. They're like umbrella business insurance, umbrella insurance policies. And at some point you have to have like a lawyer that so you have to talk to a lawyer and say, hey, I know you, you know me, this is my business. And so you have to have somebody you're ready to call if something goes wrong. And it just gets, it's kind of like that. Now, I don't really do that. I don't really expand this business. I sell cards live. And then when I'm done, I don't make any more money. When I turn off the live stream, it's over. I make no more money after that point. Next up, we got Clay Winks. Let's get it going. Oh, wait, did we take care of Miss Alexis? We took care of Miss Alexis, right? Yeah, we took care of you. Next up, we got Clay Winks. He says 10 Pokeshuffles. I'm talking a lot, Mr. Clay Winks. I apologize for that, but I like teaching. My dad was a teacher, if you didn't know that. But so I like teaching ideas I've learned to maybe help other people out with their sort of whatever they're doing in life. That was why the Gameconomist channel was so successful. All those videos were they were about teaching Monster Hunter. All right, here goes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. You learn other things. Like I was learning, I think it was Warren Buffett I was learning from, but I don't remember. But like Warren Buffett, he made a bunch of books. Did you read Warren Buffett's series of books? He made a bunch of books. You can just go read them or listen to. Whoa, look at you. He instantly pulls Abra. Abra on his first try. I think this is your first order, isn't it? Long time watcher, first time buyer. Damn, bro. His first time purchasing, and he pulls the 100. Oh, and Ice Cube. Wow, man. How can these boxes be so lucky? It doesn't make any sense to me. Somebody's definitely going to get hosed at some point, right? But it's not going to be you. You're going to get Abra and Ice Cube. You ready? No, but we do see people get unlucky in the box. It goes both ways. Let's see. Here's the Abra. He's a $90 value, and you can re-roll him if you don't like them. And then let's grab the Askew. So there you go. From $50 to $120. Now the true value of these might be more like 145 because those are the buy it now values. Not bad. If you want to re-roll them, this will re-roll for 80 and this will re-roll for 25. Okay. Let me know if you want to re-roll or if you want to keep both of them. Now, also, you get these. These are yours. Thank you for that first time order. So you get some really nice cards here. A Poker Mario card, which you can't normally buy, and this Darkrai. Yeah, you can't normally buy those. You can only get them from like events or things. Not bad. Reroll. Okay, what are we re-rolling? Both? You want to re-roll both of them? You are? Okay. There we go. Mr. Clay. That's a cool name, Clay. I was learning all those things when I worked at Coca-Cola, and I got really inspired and decided to go back to school for a computer science degree. Let's see. Oh, ooh, which box do you go into? HIJKL. You go into the H box. Bofa? All right, you got it, man. So we're doing a Bofa reroll. Now, let's grab this ice cube ticks down. Here we are. This ice cube ticks down to 25. Oh, wait, I got to do this right. So it goes back in for 30, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so he goes back in for 30, and now he's a $25 card. Mr. Abra is part of the new rules where anything above $50 clicks down by $10. I don't know why I say clicks. Ticks down, maybe ticks is the right word. So, but he goes back in for 90. 90 would be 18. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Did I do that right? There we go. It's a lot of counting. And as you know, I can't count very well. All right. So I'll toss this back here in the back so that we don't have to do that from the front. But he's going to tick down to 80 now. Now we're going to add up that value, 80 and 25. 80 plus 25, that's 105. And we're going to divide that by 5 now. So you got a 21 spot reroll. Wow. Pretty good, man. Let's see what you end up with now. 25. I'm sorry, 21. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. That's a lot. What we got? Probably something. Magneton. SpongeBob Imagination. All right, so you swapped into 2 new slabs. Let's see what's going on there. The Magneton's a 9.5, but I love the artwork, and I'm sure that he's regradable in the PSA 10. These kind of cards almost always regrade into 10. He's a nice Japanese. Oh, yeah, 35. He's a nice Japanese 9.5. And then where's this SpongeBob Imagination? Where is it? It's an expensive card. It should probably have one of these C's on top of it. Let's see. Here it is. Ah, so this one's going to be maybe a downgrade because I think the Abra was like 90, but this guy's only 75. All right. So here's your new round. What are you thinking of this round? We've got, this is graded 10, by the way. I'll point that out. So it's a goofy little card, but look how pretty it is. Nice SpongeBob. That's Topps Chrome Imagination. What are you thinking? And then here's your 9.5 Magneton. Ooh, look at that, guy. Isn't that wild? I love this song. This is called Unicorn Heads. T Rocky Grunt says gay. Yeah, but that's what makes it fun. Keep the Magneton, re-roll SpongeBob. All right. So Magneton is yours. There you go, Mr. Clay. SpongeBob's going to re-roll into $65 now. Let's grab the box. Now we got 1. So we need 15, I think. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I think I just heard Karis. She moping about. She probably wondering, where's my husband? All right, he goes back into here. And your reroll is on $65. So let's see what 65 divided by 5 is. I don't remember. 13. 13. All right, 13 it is. Good luck. 13 spot reload. It's literally still more cards than what you originally paid for. That's just crazy, isn't it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Woo! That was close, man. I was getting scared for you. I thought that was going to be a 13 spot miss. We do have Reggie Gigas, though. It says Reggie Gigas T9. I know what that is. It is a downgrade here, but he's a cool card. He's an alt-art. Let's see what we got. Here he is, Reggie Gigas. So he's a $35 reroll. So this time has been a little bit of a downgrade. Oh, no, yeah, 35. All right, so we put him in the box for 35. He's a nice artwork, but he probably is a 9. It's an English Pokemon card, so I doubt Tag messed that up. Great. I had a drink of my drink. Now I got to pee. Somebody says, you should have kept that Bob. You're about to get cooked. Well, the SpongeBob's cool, but he isn't a Pokemon, so I can understand maybe the desire to take a shot at a reroll. I'll keep it. All right. He's not going to take any more chances. He's going to end with a nice Pokemon. It's still a nice Pokemon, it's true. Did you know, Mr. Clay, after you've pulled a card like this, you can also tell me that you'd like to resell it. So we can consign it and put it on the table for consignment. So that's possible, guys. If you pull a card and maybe you don't even want it, tell me to consign it next. That's possible. All right. So that was his first time order. You got your first time order cards as well. Remember, you got the poker card and the Dark Ride, really cool. And now, let's see what else we got going on here. This order from Mr. PDX. I need 5 Gem 2 packs. Ah, you're going in for the Gem 2 snipe. I was wondering if somebody would. All right, 5 Gem 2s. I was actually surprised last night. No Gem 2 sniping went on. Here we are. Good luck, PDX. I just came back. What was the last slab they got? Reggie is what he says. Yeah? Those Reggies have weird sounds, don't they? I actually like Reggie Steel. I think Reggie Steel is pretty cool. I don't know. Do I like Reggie Steel or do I like Reg Ice? I think Reggie Rock's the one that looks most boring to me. Here's a Vaporeon. Here's a Leafy Blown. Ooh. I've thought about buying the Reggie Steel Gold Star, but I gotta be saving up money. I can't be spending anymore. I'm maxed out on my spending. I got taxes to pay. I got Mike's side to pay. I gotta pay Mike's side. There we go. All right. That's 2 stamps this time. PDX. Let's see. I think we should put you into a bag that says PDX, in fact. You are? All right. I'm very good at identifying you. So, put you there. Put you there. A lot of hollows. If you ever don't want all these Chinese hollows, let me know, okay? Get you a spot in that Gyarados break. I do good impersonations. What? No, you don't. What are you talking about? All right, new bag. You're going in the P box with all the P in it. Oh, I wonder if I could write your name on top of your bag. You know, what if I did this to identify people more easily when they're in a box that's far away? Why have I never tried this before? All right, let's try this out. We'll put this over here. Oh, wow, your name's so visible. That will make you very easy to find next time. Can you put the Squirtle into consignment? All right, let's grab the Squirtle. That is Poker Squirtle. Team Rock is having this be placed into consignment for $280. It's a nice card. You know, back in the day, you could buy this Squirtle for like $70, and that was considered a lot of money back then. Like, dang, that's an expensive Squirtle. Because back then, poker was purely experimental. There was a time period where there was this guy on eBay who was selling the poker decks really cheap. And I ended up competing with somebody in our own audience to buy them. He will buy them before I could buy them. But then one day he did eventually run out of them. It was sad. But I remember that feeling, you know, that competition to try and get product from my own group. And you just ran into that a lot, you know, like if you find a good thing, you're going to end up fighting over it. Okay. But yeah, he doesn't really post anymore. The guy on eBay doesn't really post anymore. He ran out of them. That shows you there's a finite number of them. What's the percentage on consignment? 75%. 75%. You don't do any of the work. It just rotates on the table. If it doesn't sell, you can just have me cancel it real fast. You can tell me to sell it over the eBay price, the buy it now price on eBay. If you do that, I'm going to put a red marker on it though. Okay, so Team Rocket Grunt can say put it up there for 340, and I'll do it, but it's going to receive a red marker so people know it's overpriced. That's what the red marker means, by the way. Red marker means overpriced. And you can also sell it under the buy it now price if you wanted to go real fast. So if you wanted to sell real fast, so for example, right now he could price it at 150 if he's a madman. That's like almost half off. And then who knows, someone might snatch it at 150, but he would still get 75% if he did that. So that's what the payout would be. Oh, let me close this. How long are you streaming for this session? I think I'm basically done. It's yeah, we're at the 3 hour mark. Did we hit 40? Yeah, all right. We hit 40 likes. Here we are. The Mark giveaway. I'm setting the Mark giveaway up right now. Sometimes, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Sometimes the consignment method is a very fast way to liquidate one of your cards here on the table. Like, for example, Brett Love came in the other night and he said, I would like to consign my slabs. And in a matter of like minutes, he had $200 store credit ready to be used. It's amazing. He didn't have to list anything, he didn't have to ship anything to anyone. You're just ready to go. He didn't have to ship to a consigner. He didn't have to ship to eBay. He didn't have to ship to the PSA vault. He didn't have to ship to the buyer. He didn't have to do virtually any work. His cards just turned into instantly usable money. So it's not bad. It's been actually pretty successful in some regards. We can also choose, if I like your card, we can also choose to turn it into a break. So I try to do a consignment break. Speaking of which, we should have a new consignment break. So here's TCG Oasis going on. TCG Oasis. Here's DJ Beat Reviews. All right, number 13. Here's Soul Despair. Number 14. Marquette. And John Bailey. All right. Tonight, this slab finishes. It is a tag 10 Ludicolo. There's 5 spots left. We'll probably finish that and start a new one tonight. So join us tonight for the late night stream. If you don't want to miss it, smash the subscribe button and YouTube will let you know when we're live. Okay, I'll see you guys there. Pokeshuffles live customs. They seem to be a big deal. People are just pulling really big cards out of there when they're lucky. It's basically just like this break right in front of you, except cheaper and faster. So you know the outcomes instantly. So yeah, the Pokeshuffle and the live customs all of a sudden are becoming some of the most purchased things on the channel. Other things I'm noticing, breaks do still move. Like we had the metal Charizard and quite quickly. And this one's up to 4 out of 17, so that's still popular. The binder break not moving quite as fast, but we haven't been adding as much to it. Andrew Martin's in the binder break, but just Andrew Martin. So binder break slowing down a little bit. It was on round number 12, if you can believe it. 12 rounds of the binder break had gone off. So it's popular sometimes. I think it depends on what's in it too. I think it'd be interesting if the binder break was 5 spots and we could put in like actually more expensive cards into a 5-spot binder break. The junk packs, those sold a bunch in the last month. You guys know about the junk packs? Those are $3. They're really weird. They just got all kinds of crap in them. What else has been really interesting? Final Fantasy, we ran out of it today. So the latest Final Fantasy set sold out. We did a reorder on them, I think last night, in fact. So we'll probably see them back on the menu in about 5 days. What else is really interesting? What else? We're selling a little bit of Wise recently. Never pulled the 151 Pikachu, surprise Pikachu. I want to see that get pulled real bad. We got a prismatic Umbreon the other day. That's pretty incredible. And also, I pointed out how because I bought my product from all kinds of different sources, the very next box of Prismatic Evolutions, the very next Lucario box, could hold the next Umbreon. It's possible because they're not coming off of a sequential crate of distribution product. It's actually coming from all kinds of different sources. So it's actually possible that we got lucky and pulled 2 Umbreon boxes from 2 separate people. So hopefully we get that kind of luck. What else is interesting? What else is interesting? Ascended Heroes, very expensive. I wish it would be cheap and easy to restock, but it's not. We must be getting closer to some new sets coming out. I don't really know which ones they are. I'll probably have to look into that soon. My Japanese supplier hasn't told me that he has any pre-orders ready for me, so there's that. I can't really think of anything else. Possibly no ping for YouTube tonight because of the double ping last night. Yeah, you're right. It's wigged. I never win. Yeah, honestly, having a chance on the live customs makes them more hot. Wait, is the screen frozen? What the hell? Having a chance on the live customs makes them more hot. Maybe adding a little expensive card in the shuffles will also make it hotter. Show the breaks. All right, guys, I'm hopping off. We're done with 3 hours. We'll be back on tonight for 3 more hours. It'll start at about 12 a.m. Central Time, either 11 a.m. or 12 a.m. It depends on how sleepy Karis is, huh? See you later, everybody. See you later.